Hello, hello, history makers. Hello, friends online. Hello. Let's wave to our friends. Hello. Wow, I think we can do better than that. Okay. Yes. You can see how happy we are to have you this evening. This is the first section of day, is it 5? 5. Day 6. Wow, history makers. Okay, day 6 of history makers training, November 2017. Yes. Well, fortunate and unfortunately, today is the last day. Oh. Yeah. So please don't miss me too much. Don't miss the team too much. But I'm going to miss you guys. Already missing you.
We want more.
We want more. We want more. We want more. We want more. We want more.
Okay. If you want more, then January is just round the corner. Yeah. Yes, and I want to use this opportunity to announce the upcoming HMT this January 2018. We'll be excited to have you from the 2nd to the 7th of January 2018. We will be here with DSA, celebrate the new year, and right in, we're going to start the History Makers training. So some of you, those of you that were not able to make it for this History Makers training, the opportunity is coming up. Save the date, and we will be glad to welcome you. And as well, we are also already planning for the anniversary, which is coming up April. And immediately, we're going to have another History Makers training. And at the same time, we're going to have the 2nd edition of the Teenage History Makers training. We don't have a date for that yet, but we are also looking into that. So please save the dates. And we will be glad to have you here. It's always, always, always our honor to have you here in Kyiv, Ukraine at DSA Resident. So let's say hi to our friends once again before I go. Hello. Okay, and I am the coordinator, Babosha, and I'm happy to be here standing in front of you. But I'm not the only one in the team. We have Julie, we have Maiwa, we have Igor, we have other people in the house. We have Pastor Natasha, we have Olena, we have Galina, we have Sam in the kitchen, we have Yulia, we have Olga, the house administrator, we have the security. The list is just on and on, but I'm doing my best to remember everybody. We have Tanya as well. So please, let's put our hands together for the team, History Makers Training. Okay. Now, let me invite the Honorable. Share.
Hello, everyone. I'm Share. My real name is Mayowa. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for joining us. I really appreciate you all. And today, again, I have got the phone so that I can say hello to you all. I miss you guys. I miss saying hello every time. Okay. Hello. Okay, so let me say hello to a few people. Dr. Sunday is here, so I won't need to do the books. But here we are. Peter, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Onyenyi, good evening. Joe, how are you? Nosbeggy, good evening. Tony, Abiola, Mona Lisa, good evening. Nene, good evening. Joe, Adebono Joe, good evening. Thank you. Chimezi, how are you? Good evening. Ireti, good evening. Nene, how are you? Bumi, good evening. Abiola, good evening. Thank you for joining. Onyenyi, good evening. Bukola, good evening. Caroline, how are you today? Thank you for joining. Sophia, William, Miss Queen, Anastasia, Oriyami, Idehi, Adebayo, good evening. Raija, good evening. Thank you all for joining. Ayo, good evening. Chidi, Julius, Marie, Mary, Stella, Jane, Flora. Those are the names that I can see, guys. I miss you, but next week, I'll be back. So before we go, guys, let me remind you to share, share, share. And the 3 ways you can share. Number 1, you can tag someone with a symbol that you use in your email. So just that symbol without any space and the person's name that you like to invite. Facebook will normally populate the names for you. So just start writing the name and you will see the name. Tag as many people as possible. It's going to be an interesting one tonight. It is about Nigeria Transformation Project and Dr. Sunday. You wouldn't believe some of the things you would hear. So why don't you call many more people not to believe what you're going to hear? So other people won't believe what they're going to hear. So another way you can invite people is just clicking on the invite button or tapping on it, and then that will go into your invite list, and you can invite your friends and family on Facebook. And another way is by sharing. So share, share, share. You can just share onto your page, and other people will be able to see. So guys, this is the last day of the History Makers theme on personality. We already have personalities here. I think I'm a better personality than I was before, even if I wasn't a personality, if I may say so myself, but I am now. So guys, we're also looking forward to you guys coming for the January HMT. That's from the 2nd to the 7th of January. We strategically selected that date so that you can extend your holidays, especially for you that are in the West. I know there's a bank holiday on that day, so you can just extend it and take extra 2 or 3 days from work. So guys, I will see you again soon. I'm just going to hand the mic to Dr. Sunday. See you later. Take care. Thank you.
Well, since we are talking about Nigeria, okay, sorry guys. Since we are talking about Nigeria, and that's my new passion and love. I never knew it could happen. Like I said, when I met with President Jonathan, he disgraced me, I would say, because I went with all these people to go with me to my country. They went, they presented their projects, and the president was docile. He was not present. He was not in the here and now. That's why I wrote that book. I don't know if we have the book, How to Be in the Here and Now. We don't have it? Okay, I have a book that is called How to Be in the Here and Now. But the whole president never knew how it means to be in the here and now. He was always off, sleeping and dozing and things. So, but to be in the here and now is a skill that for you to even be a personality, you must have it. But this is fundamental. This is where I identify the most important thing to be, not to be done, but the most important problem with the nation, the most important challenge the country is having. This book is very comprehensive. And this is my foundational book about Nigeria, about resolving Nigeria's problems. The other book I have here is for my countrymen who are religious, Muslims and Christians, because even the president, I didn't hear the president, I heard the vice president, who is my friend. I heard him talking, saying things like this, that only God can help Nigeria. I said, you are a professor. What's wrong? All of them have been brainwashed, you know. And so then he became vice president, and you know what? One of the things he did, I mean, he's my guy. He knows, he's supposed to know better. You know, he went and collected all the what they call them, GOs, and the senior pastors, and filled the stadiums with them, just senior pastors of all over Nigeria, and said, because if my people who are called by my name, I said, it's not, that will not build you industry, I bet you. To build industry, God have other keys. There are other ways. I mean, there are laws. Everything answers to laws. So anyway, he went and they were praying in the stadium. I said, pray as long as you want to. So when I saw them praying for the economy to recover, for economy you are praying, that prayer will build your road, will build your infrastructure, will build your bridge. So I just got mad. I wrote this book. So this book is saying, only God can save Nigeria. What a myth. It's a myth. It's a myth that only God can save Nigeria. And everyone that has read this book has gotten mad like me. You cannot get this, you cannot read this book and not get mad. You know, so this is another book about Nigeria. Then this one. is my program for the recovery of Nigeria economy. If Nigerian government will follow this program, we would definitely become one of the top 10 economies in the world. So I've written here my own strategies of how Nigeria economy could not just recover, but but become one of the top countries. These are practical books. In fact, I think it was this book that Mayowa, the London girl who said she would never go back to Nigeria at first, when she read this one, she said, Pastor, now I'm ready to go. I said, what happened? He said, that book? She said, I'm ready to go now. Or maybe it was the other one. Well, this is called the Nigerian Economy, the Way Forward. If it's implemented, even everybody wants to come back. Even without being implemented, just by reading it alone, people are ready to go to Nigeria. Then I have this one. I think this one is not just for Nigerians, but I wrote it for my people. Because I see that there is the reign of ignorance in my land. So I wrote this book. It's called The Mountain of Ignorance. And what is written here is that the greatest problem of man is not sin, nor Satan. It is ignorance. And I think every Nigerian needs to read this one. Then my latest one, these are my gifts for the Nigerian 57th Independent Anniversary. Number one is how to make Nigeria the greatest country in the world. Yeah, but this is not a strategic book. This is just a book about motivation. It is just motivating people to know that it's possible, just to create positive, because without faith and positive, without faith in the mind of the people, nothing will ever happen. So this is your motivation now, to wake them up, to make them come alive. So how to make Nigeria, they will see the possibility from here. It's easy to see the possibility. Then the other one is how the Nigerian economy can overtake the American economy. These are my two gifts for Nigerians' independence, this last independence. And this one also is motivational, that Nigerian economy can overtake American's economy. And it is fact. By the time you see, you know it is real. And this one is real. This one is real too. So you believe, faith comes. Because I'm going to write a book that's going to be called How to Bring About National Transformation Through the Power of Faith. Only people who have faith. That's why Chinese people, that's what is driving them. If you have faith, if you are positive, you are optimistic, you will turn any economy around. And that is, these books will help Nigeria heal. Because right now we are sick with skepticism. Nigeria is sick of doubt. Everybody is just doubting. That's why these books will heal the land, in the sense that if people will begin to will stop being skeptical and begin to believe, then the first thing you will see that most people begin to go back home. The second thing you will see is that people begin to work hard for it. The next thing you begin to see is that they begin to talk about it and infect others with the same faith and belief that they have. So these two books right here, Nigeria to become the greatest country in the world, overcome the American economy. Who can believe this? Who can say that? You need to have real facts. And these books are full of facts that Nigerians can do this. Okay, let's continue with our presentation. How do we get the books? Oh, okay. I don't have these books in Nigeria yet, though. I'm not even having time for Nigeria yet. I'm just releasing them on Amazon. Yeah, I'm just releasing them on Amazon. And anybody who wants them can get them on Amazon, Amazon.com or okadabooks.com for our people in Africa. Maybe we're going to release them in Nigeria soon. I don't know. I'm still here. But once I leave here, and this is what I want to tell people, because when I do presentations like the people say, hey, come now, where are you sitting down? You see, again, I want to say that everything I'm presenting now, they will begin to work fully only when I leave Ukraine. While I'm in Ukraine, I cannot go and get things done. I cannot go and sit down. These things cannot start working without being on ground. It is when I come to Nigeria that I will be able to execute these things. I can do some things right now, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm not doing anything yet for Nigeria. I'm just getting ready, just getting the materials ready, because when we get home, all these things will be needed. So that's what I'm just doing, preparatory work. Okay, thank you, man. Okay, can you put on the stuff? Hello? Not the video, just the slides. Just the slides. Somebody might need to help Otumba there. Yeah, please help. Puska is here. Hello, Dewoshki. Puska on Siadit. Avis de light yemo. Can you put off the light here? Not be like, hey, Babusha. Put off this one. Go back to where you are. Okay, skill acquisition needs and how I plan to address that. So what are the investigations? Yeah. What are the investigations I've done and preparations I've done in terms of preparing Nigerians to be relevant in terms of skills? As far as I'm concerned, we have a country of how do you say okay, I think we have a country of vegetarians and Philistines in terms of ignorant, dull people. I wanted to say we have a country of, they have unskilled people. They have reduced us to a country of almost, I don't want to use idiots, but what is a good word instead of idiots? People who are not skillful. Even if you want to have people to put tires in the ground, you have to go to Congo to import them. Even if you build a house of $2 million, you have to go, you can't go to the toilet there. The water won't run or something. They've just messed us up. Almost no Nigerian knows how to do anything. You call them intelligent, grown up, or what? Adults? Yeah, unintelligent. So they have reduced Nigeria to a country of unintelligent adults. And the only few ones who are educated, all of them want to become lawyers and doctors. Lawyers, doctors, architects, and all. Bankers and engineers. That's it. Engineers. The whole country is just like being reduced to just unfunctional people. Adults who are not intelligent. So, but the most important thing I want to address is the question of skills. We must make our people skillful and competitive. So how do we do that? Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. I think I will need, I don't think I will read all this one, so just to save the time. So what are the things I want to do? I want to start technical schools, more practical schools that are, everybody is starting universities. I'm not interested in universities. I'm interested in schools that will be able to address these questions. So number one is architecture and building designs. Next one. Automotive vehicle trade. These are schools, colleges. We're just going to have colleges everywhere. Okay, next one. Aviation schools. Building and construction trade. Schools that will give college that will train people in these things, in these skills. Next one. Go back. Yeah, next one. Railroad construction trade. Just skills, college, practical college. Just like you go to England, a lot of our parents, they used to send them to England to go to your universities. But because they couldn't pay or things like that, they couldn't get scholarships. Many of them just get diplomas. They do courses, they call them. Is it courses, correspondence? These are the kind of things they were doing them for. Yeah. So we have to have all these kind of schools, colleges, skills centers, just littering the whole place. So that even if our people are not educated, what we call, these are real education, skills. We should focus our education, our system from education to skills. Instead of getting education, everybody wants to say education. No, let's get skills rather than so-called education. That it doesn't mean anything to most people. Okay, next one. Railroad, you say, no, go back. You say I'm concrete. I'm concrete in my research and in my target. These are concrete skills and concrete professionals. And if we are going to have enough professionals in these areas, we can supply the world with them. And we can have Nigerians providing answers all over the world. Not just medical doctors all over the world, but skillful people. They don't have to be educated, university, but skillful. Okay, railroad construction trade, yes? Maritime construction trade. Construction health and safety trade. Health and safety, everybody just just want to do medical doctor or nurses. Right? Health and safety, what is that? Go ahead. Civil and structural engineering colleges. Electrical, electronics, and electrotechnology colleges. These are all colleges that are existing in other countries. In our own place, if you have anything like that, maybe some faculty somewhere. We are talking of colleges. And there are even now, if people want to choose to go to universities, since these things are not universities, they are not even in the list to choose from. People don't even have these options. But we must have colleges like this that give them all these options. Okay, next one. Food technology colleges. Next one. Footwear colleges. We must have all those ABBA boys, we must give them certificates for their work. Next one. Mechanical technology and trades colleges. Real estate and valuation. That, you know, real estate, like in America, real estate, and even in Western world, real estate is a huge part of the economy. So we must raise people who are experts in it. Go ahead. Security and locksmithing. Right now what we have is just carpenters. But we must have just security experts, people who are prepared and have diplomas for them. Certificates. Go ahead. Surveying and spatial information services. Colleges like that, who will produce these people. Go ahead. Allied health services, you know, not just doctors and nurses, but many other things that are related. Many, many things are related to things that people are not even being trained in Nigeria. Go ahead. Media colleges. Agrotechnology and farming technology. These are all schools, colleges that are supposed to be everywhere. Next one. Now, what I think about all these technical schools is my strategy is to start them in, there is something they call 6 geopolitical regions of Nigeria. So we'll, you know, put some here, some in this part, some in this part, you know. So just make sure that everywhere, people don't have to struggle to travel abroad for, we should popularize skill centers. These are technical colleges. All these ones I mentioned, how many did I mention? How many were they? Go back. 18. There's 18 different colleges. Not just one college, but different colleges in different areas. So people will have options on skill acquisition. I mean, when they know that these are university colleges or just colleges, not just some, you know, like people in Nigeria have, what they call them, polytechnic. But just got polytechnic, what is there? But these ones are concrete, you know, professions, skills you will get out of these places. So, next one. So, then I have my own kind of proposed training program that could include the following. An evaluation of the problems of the nation. So, just for you to have an idea of the trainings I'm going to be doing for people. Yeah, evaluation, I'm going to teach people to, you know, I told you that I'm going to give them, we are going to discover 10,000 problems of people, but I'm not just going to tell them, I'm going to teach people how to evaluate problems of a nation and how to also discover the value systems that are wrong there. And, you know, these are just all kind of, go ahead. I will not go through them one by one. Keep on going. Yeah, so let's go ahead. Transformation of local governments. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so just for you to see the work I've done. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. So go ahead. You see, I have every state individually analyzed. You know, that one I gave you a run down, but just keep on going because we will not have time to calculate every local government. You see, every local government is calculated. Everyone, doesn't matter where you are from, the money involved and the calculation, all these things are done. Just keep on going, keep on going. Then I have people on ground in Nigeria who are traveling to every of these local governments to analyze all their situations for me. So that's where we are getting all this information from. Go ahead. That's all. Okay. Is that the end of the slide? Okay. Now put on the video, please. So I told you that I have, where is the video? Just put on the video. I told you that I have a think tank in Washington, D.C., that I have my partners there, and I told you about a group that I have there that is, securing the finances, not just the finances, but the whole thing, including the finances. And that the thing is working. They are just working 24 hours on Nigeria and on how to make all these things real. So what I've told you right now is more my general vision, and estimation. But they are the team working. Now, this guy that is going to be talking to you is, have you ever heard of Disneyland? Anybody? Yeah. Okay, Disneyland. This man was the project manager when it was being built. He's a 70-year-old guy, over 70-year-old man. So he knows about spring. He was employed also by China when they wanted to start their revolution, the economic revolution, to bring all those things. So he has experience in these things. So he helped China with, he put how many? What was the information? He helped set up is it 1 million villages? They have 1 million something villages. Those are the things they help them set up something there in China. And so he's the one heading my think tank group in America. And so I did a Skype call in one of the HMTs that I did, and he was here, and he was giving. So this video is over 1 hour, but his own speech there is just about 30 minutes. So that's what we are going to just listen to the call, and then we are going to come back to the discussion. Something. So can you put it on, please?
Starting from his.
Yeah, no, it's starting from almost beginning, just the next 5 minutes. Go in front. No, just keep on, jump in front.
To have economic opportunity and is very accurate. You've been working for over a year now to just make
yeah. Let's start from here.
Nigeria work, and that about your commitment to our country.
Okay, make it a little bit earlier. When I began to speak, yeah. Yeah.
That's it all. I was
let it start from the beginning then. Yeah. Go ahead.
So you to help us, I want you to help me paint a picture to them about what we are putting in place regarding Nigeria, and what are some of the projects and what are some of the work that we are already doing. Your team and the team you've put together, and what are the kind of thing that I'm telling them that we are going to see a new Nigeria in our lifetime, and that Nigeria is going to be transformed. And this is not just about religion, but we're talking about economic transformation, social transformation, and national development as a whole. And so I was telling them about the team, about your team that, that you've been working for over a year now to just make Nigeria work. And that about your commitment to our country and to the continent of Africa.
Almost 2 years now.
So, Brother John, please, here you come. You have the word.
I will. You interrupt at any time you wish, Pastor.
Okay.
But I'll describe to you what we have developed as a vision and a plan. And of course, it is all subject to your final agreement once we meet and go over it in detail and in person.
I cannot even go there to sit down with them to approve what they have developed.
Summary of the vision as very accurate. That is, we are going to see Nigeria transformed in our lifetimes.
Amen.
And we are going to see the kingdom of God in every one of those 750
local government.
Internet, you know.
being literally and figuratively what our vision will unfold in the following way if our team in Nigeria agrees with it.
Yes.
We will deploy teams of 2 people each in each of the 7 districts. And they will have the job to take the gospel of Jesus Christ to the people in that district. And it will take them 5 years on the average for each team to reach every person in the district. They will start with the leaders. And once they've shared the gospel, they will turn around and say, we are not here just to talk to you, we are here to help you. And we would like to know how best we can help you, especially in light of what we regard as 5 very important priorities for each and every person in Nigeria. Of course, the first one is to know who Jesus Christ is, and it is through him that this transformation effort is taking place.
Yes.
Whether they agree with us or not is immaterial. Whether they live in Port Harcourt or in the northern provinces, that is of no interest. We will still take the gospel to every leader and every person in the course of this 5-year period. There is a second priority then. We will say we want to help you address or to deal with the most important crises that exist within your area. Are there people who don't have clean water? Are there people who don't have adequate housing or clothing or food to eat, or who need a job, or who are recovering from a disaster or terror wars or conflict of any kind on the civil basis? Or are there people who are displaced and have humanitarian emergencies that must be addressed? If there are, we want to make that our first priority for being of assistance to you. The second priority is that we want to deal with what we call chronic deficits. That is civil conflict, displaced people, corruption, addiction, and other problems. And in order to do so, we not only have monetary assets that we will bring to bear to either build housing or provide food or the other things, but we will also offer training. Everyone who wants to do a project to help the people of Nigeria, and that is the most important thing, is to live out Matthew chapter 25, verse 40, where Jesus says, if you do this for the least of these, then you're doing it for me. So we want to reach out to the most needy people first, and then work our way up the chain to those who have economic opportunities and other things that they can offer. And in that training, we will offer an 8-part training program that will take, if, for example, a county executive or a district executive wants to do a new bridge or a new building or a new park in his community, whatever, we will say, we'll let you plan that project, but we also want you to go through the training that we have that relates to this. The training will focus on the 7 important parts of making the kingdom of God a reality in that community. From a biblical world, from the God who created heaven and earth, then from the standpoint of building the economy, then from the standpoint of improving education for all to receive, then the needs of the family and what a kingdom of Jesus family looks like, what a kingdom of God government looks like, what a kingdom of God media looks like, and lastly, what a kingdom of God church looks like. The training will cover 497 topics. It'll take 124 hours. So we basically are going to take them for a month and put them through interactive training that acquaints them the why of what we're doing and why we believe Jesus wanted to reach out to them through this effort. Our next priority is to clean up environmental disasters and modernize the infrastructure where we need to build or improve roads or clean up the water in a river, lake, stream, or harbor area, or clean up the air in a community. We want to provide the resources to do that and employ people who will do that work. We want the best for the people of Nigeria in what they all share as communities, rivers, waters, clean air, clean harbors, and beautiful communities. And if we can meet those priorities, and we have money allocated for each one of them, the last priority we'll address is to do economic development projects that are going to produce jobs and employment. There are 13 economic sectors where this work will take place, and each province of Nigeria will have money allocated to it in each of these categories. But they must submit the projects to use that money. And if they don't meet our very difficult, stringent criteria for a project that is best practices on the world standards, sustainable, produces jobs, benefits the people, benefit the community, and will be there 50 years from now, we're going to say work on it some more until it meets those criteria, and when it does, we're ready to uninterrupt the funding. But we want projects in the agricultural area. We want projects that enrich the culture and history of each community. We want ones that do economic development. We want ones that do education, vocational training, and human capital development. We want ones that develop the energy infrastructure of the country in every community, as well as at the national level. We've actually allocated money at the national level for the national power grid upgrade and for power plant modernization. The next category is environmental cleanup. The next one you'll love, it is healthcare. We want to deliver the best healthcare that Nigeria have ever had. The best hospitals, the best community clinics, the best training for doctors to address the epidemic of cancer head on. We have a company that has a technology for dealing with cancer that if it is accurately diagnosed, that is the location of cancer is accurately diagnosed, it is 100% effective and is done on an outpatient basis. It takes less than 4 hours with a follow-up visit in a month to 6 weeks to make sure it's all gone. And we've looked at tragic reports of the incursion of cancer among the people of Nigeria, especially breast cancer for women, which are heart-rending. Literally, when Pastor Sunday and I talked earlier today, I was meeting with his good friend, Bishop Terry Millender, explaining the cancer treatment process and showing him photos of the tragedy of cancer that is untreated and undealt with. We want to transform the health situation, especially in the cancer area and across the board for every one of the 170, 200 Nigerians. The next area of support beyond that is developing the manufacturing sector. Where there are existing plants that either can be reopened or modernized, we want to do that. Where there are new plants that are needed that'll produce jobs all throughout country, and we've allocated money for manufacturing to every single province, we want to build those plants.
Stop. Can you stop? You see what he said?
The next area is natural resources development.
Just pause
Where
it.
there are natural resources that need to be further developed, we want to invest in doing that.
Do you hear? It says we've allocated money. You know, that's what I was talking about. These are areas, he's only talking about the areas the money have been allocated for, approved. And I want you to pay attention to, maybe to even write down, pay close attention to every area. But they cannot be released. They are not released yet, but they have been allocated. Okay, go ahead.
With good enterprises, good jobs, and Nigerians controlling their resources, not anybody else. As you know, there is a big battle underway in Nigeria for who controls the oil. There are certain countries from Asia that want to do that. And they're offering loans to Nigeria in exchange for mineral rights. We don't agree with that approach. We offer grants to Nigeria in exchange for Nigerians retaining the mineral rights all through the country. The next area of development that we envision is the rural areas. Farm communities, country roads, internet, all the things that are needed to make the rural areas as healthy economically as the cities are healthy. And the next area is the services sector. We want to train people in the best practices in any one of the service industries so that Nigeria is a model for Africa in what is being done in retail, wholesale trade, and all the many services that are there, and provide good wages for people who work in the services sector, and always that takes investment to get to that point. The next area of development is transportation. Every single province will have a budget for building up its transportation infrastructure, developing new roads, new bridges, and other things, in addition to money that's available at the national level for transportation. The last area is urban development. That is the cities, the parks, the government structures, the infrastructure, the things that make the urban areas as appealing as they possibly can on the best standards.
We have, anyway, you noticing what he's talking about, right?
County or district of Nigeria. We've done this in other areas in what was the former Soviet Union. Offer the opportunity to the local community to do the things that are needed. They are very responsive. And where communities are not responsive, if we tell them what's going on next door in another community and what the other leaders are doing for their people, they are more interested in helping their own people, because the publicity that's going to the next county over, the next district, is too much for them to bear when their people hear this. And the man seated in that big pink chair will be the best spokesperson for these kinds of progress and changes, so that we can let everyone know this case and encourage it in every one of the 757 districts. Now, there are 3 or 4 projects that are what I'll call national level projects that I'd like to describe to you briefly. And we have these already done in proposal form with our friends who are managing these things, but you should know about them. The first is a data system that all of this information from each of the districts will put into. And it'll enable us to do what we call a needs assessment. So if somebody wants to come in and build an airport in a district and there's already an airport, we'll expand the current airport, not build a new one, and make it modern and new. But we need a system that will collect the data from all the teams and all the officials and all of the people who want to do projects, so that they can go through a systematic development process on the projects that they want to do. That will be run on the internet, each one of those, as well as trustees and project managers, so that we can develop the best projects possible in the fastest period of time. Now, once a project reaches the standard of being best practice, good design, effective use of money, job producing, and all the other criteria that are important, we will approve that project. It'll match the scoring criteria in the system and be then moved over to another data system that will be based out of the Caribbean and will be responsible for transferring the money to projects. This system is so sophisticated that it can even do the payroll for building a new airport in a province or district down to the level of the person doing the work on the job. So every employee not only has to go through the training, but they must have a bank account into which money is transferred as they go through each pay period. It'll go directly into their accounts. The reason being, we are confronting corruption head on and eliminating corruption in the Republic of Nigeria in Egypt. And the best way to do that is to pay people directly, pay suppliers directly, and work with local trustees who are honest in approving that the work that's been done is exactly what was promised and that the materials furnished are what was promised. Now, an important element of these projects is that the local people should be prepared to contribute a part of the cost of the project. It can be in the form of land, it can be in the form of materials, it can be in the form of security, and we must have security for projects, because if they allow terror groups to come in and stop a project, we will shut it down. Or if we get reports of corruption, it will be shut. So we must have local cooperation to match the resources that are being provided so that everyone has a stake in the success of that project. And when it's completed, we will have a celebration joining together the people who did the work and the people who are going to benefit from it, and celebrate the outcome of that work in a very visible way and televise it all through the country so that everyone knows what's been accomplished. Another of the national projects that you'll find interesting is what we call street and highway lighting. We are basically going to take all the street and highway lighting off the national power grid and come in with a system that will not only include the most advanced liquid electronic display lighting, but it will include wind power and solar power to power that lighting with batteries in each installation to support the lighting, so that the power grid is not carrying any more of the public lighting, and it's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
All the roads in the country.
And in addition, there are 140,000 kilometers of roads in Nigeria. We are going to see every one of them lit up. And on that same installation,
that is part of the security
internet, system, Wi-Fi connections, security where it's needed. If it's a sensitive area, there will be
free
cameras
Wi-Fi,
that detect
the whole country.
Security problems. There will also be tracking devices for sounds. If you say you have an oil port where somebody's coming to try to come in and take it by force, this will even tell you where the gunshots are coming from and report it to a national command center so that it can be stopped before it starts. Now, if there's an emergency, like a big typhoon comes in or a tornado or something else, this same system will be an independent communication system to every community in Nigeria, so that the president could, in one announcement, tell everyone in the country what has happened, what's being done about it, and how steps are being taken to be able to mitigate any adverse effects of any event, whether it's man-caused or weather-caused or whatever it is. This doubles as a new communication system while it provides internet connection to every village, town, building, room, floor, and family.
Now, sorry, John. Could you please start that part again? The national grid and the electricity, the lighting of the roads, all the highways, all this last piece, segment of the presentation. Could you start again? Because we're having some challenges here a little bit. So start that afresh, please, with the national grid.
There are 140,000 kilometers of roads and highways in Nigeria. We want to provide new and independent lighting for every one of those roads and highways. We also want that lighting to be powered away from the national power grid, because the power grid is already overloaded with public lighting requirements that it can't carry without being expanded dramatically. We do want the power generating capacity to be expanded, but we want this lighting system to be independent of the national power grid and generating capacity, because we want that new capacity to be used for new industries, new jobs, new homes, and new manufacturing facilities where they're needed. And we want to use wind power and solar power to power each of the poles that are carrying this lighting. Each of those poles will have what we call a Christmas tree on top of it. It'll be a concrete pole 36 feet high, 12 meters, or higher in mountainous areas, and on top of it will be an aluminum cap that carries not only the batteries to store the power from the wind and the sun, but also the electronics to power the lighting, and a communication system that will be linked up through the entire country. So it'll provide internet connectivity to every single area of the country, Wi-Fi communications and emergency communications, and it will be independently powered so that if the generator plant goes out in that area, you'll still have lighting on the streets, you'll still have communications. And it can be tied back into a national command center that monitors weather, other events, so that people have advance warning of any adverse events that are about to unfold and what can be done about it. So it doubles as a national communication system as well as a lighting system. We have the option of adding signage for all the roads, lit signage and other things, but we wanted to do first the lighting to make Nigeria literally the light of Africa in two ways. Not only in the character of the people, but also the lighting on its streets, cities, and towns. Does that help?
Yeah, but you left out the section about the security. If there is robbery and can you talk more a little about the security?
In important areas that must be secure or are in danger of attack by outside people, whatever the cause is, we will have hidden security cameras that are not known to anybody but the authorities, and we will have noise tracking devices so that any steps that are taken by terrorists or thieves or criminals, whatever, we will have it on video, and if they use weapons, we'll know what weapon was fired and where it was fired from, because we'll have these tracking devices that will be able to isolate location and noise in that way.
Wow. And so that's going to be, this security is going to be mounted together with the lightning system and the communication system on all roads and highways.
Correct.
Okay.
The next area that we want to do work in is to demonstrate ways of cleaning up groundwater, especially where the oil companies have come in and destroyed the groundwater, the underground water, the rivers or the streams. And we have a technology that we would like to bring over, and if it works to the satisfaction of the environmental authorities in Nigeria, we can expand its use. But we wanted to do a demonstration project in the worst groundwater conditions in Nigeria, and if it restores the biological balance and the drinkability of that water, and you agree, then we'd make that technology available for use throughout the country. And the last project that we've submitted a proposal on that we think you will like is this cancer treatment project. The basic plan is to come in and train whatever doctors are interested in being involved in cancer treatment on the use of this system, to provide support for them in the form of the machine that runs it, and then to inventory the supplies that can be used to do cancer treatment throughout Nigeria, starting with breast cancer and then moving into other areas as we overcome the breast cancer epidemic that's already underway. I just gave our mutual friend, Bishop Millender, a report on the incidence of breast cancer in Nigeria, and it's tragic what has happened because people cannot get good treatment on a timely basis or good diagnosis. So we have a company in California that has developed a very reliable treatment system that we would like to enable to bring into Nigeria and use Nigeria as the springboard for cancer treatment throughout Africa once it's demonstrated there and accepted. Now, these are hard things to implement in areas where doctors want to earn a lot of money, or they want to put you on chemotherapy that costs many thousands of US dollars and other things. So we are basically working around them to provide a low-cost, highly effective treatment system that uses what's called cryoablation. That is, a needle probe goes to the area of the cancer. It's detected by a sonogram, and the needle probe is positioned right in the middle of that cancer tumor, and then it freezes that tumor for a stipulated period of time and then gradually unfreezes it so that all the cancer cells are killed and absorbed into the bloodstream, and then the needle is withdrawn. So it's a 4-hour treatment. It requires a Band-Aid on the area where the needle was inserted, and the patient leaves on the same day they came to the doctor's office, and they don't have to take anything except a painkiller for a half a day, and then they come back and get it checked after a month. It is so good that we want the people of Nigeria to benefit from it as a part of this. So that gives you a sort of an overview, and the man seated in that beautiful chair at the head of the room has ideas that go far beyond ours, but we want to know that where we can help him and help you to succeed, we are interested in seeing that occur and then celebrating the results together.
Any questions
Okay, so
from the hall?
Okay, that's all. That's what you need to hear. Now we are going to open this to our own discussion. So you can put on the light. Yeah, so you can come close and let's go around. And can I have a chair? I'm going to sit here, and Professor and Otumba will come and sit with me. Yes, sir. Yes. Let's just see. So here we are, and I hope the people, the people on the Facebook are asking questions, how can they be part of this? And the first part also, Julia and team, you did not provide them with the information how they could be part of Nigerian Transformation Team, which is go to Sunday Adelaja blog, sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria, sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria. They can go and read the information they are enjoying if they want to, and we need to write that in the first part as well. And now, and anybody who wants to be a part of this or want to inquire some things, you could just go to that place, sundayadelajablog.com/Nigeria. Okay, here you are. You people who are here, to interaction section, but you can ask your questions to any one of us. But maybe before then, maybe Dr. Arams or Otumba might like to say something while you are getting your questions ready. And I think somebody should be reading the comments as well, in case anybody would like to ask some questions from the audience that are watching from all over the world. You want to contribute here? Yeah.
So, it is overwhelming, isn't it? Yes. If you have not heard of this before and hearing it for the first time, it's very overwhelming, because it's a real transformation project that, when implemented, it will just raise the bar of the country. So it is not like the normal stories you hear, or political gimmick, or what people, normally, people come out with an idea, but the idea is not really visible. They just come out with something, and even the common man knows that this is not going to work. But this is detailed, and detailed. Anybody that has run a project before knows that this is a well-detailed plan that is going to work, isn't it? Yes. So I am excited, and I am sure that you are excited, and a lot of people are excited about it, because basically Nigeria has suffered so much. And all of us here and everybody back home, if they wake up every morning, they look at the situation, they wonder, why are we here? Why is the situation like this? Because everything can be different, and it could be different, so that people, great minds, have not been allowed to contribute to the system. So finally, I'm very pleased with what Dr. Sunday has put together, and I'm glad that I'm a part of this team, and I am ready to contribute everything I can within my lifetime to see that this project succeed. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doc.
Lifetime. So it has a lifetime commitment.
Thank you, everybody. Again, this question I want to pose is very, very critical. It's very, very important. And we need to start to be very honest with ourselves. If anybody, and again, anybody among us here, having listened to this kind of presentation, the pitch, everything said here, if we are still having doubts, because I can understand. If anybody see having that, say, hello, are we going to have good trains? Things like run like that in Japan? Is it possible? When, as we speak, it's still the same gauge from Ido. When I was growing up, Ido Terminal, we used to be very proud. Seeing our girlfriend off today, they're going to Kano. A lovely place. It looks like Victoria Station. Not as big. Today, it's like, it's better to use the herdsman to get a little grass around that beautiful site before. So, it's acceptable, it's understandable if any of you or any of us still having problem or doubt. Now, do you understand what I'm saying, sir?
Yep.
I can understand. It's our duty, it's our job, it's to take you guys more into it, because he talked about replication of mass recruitment of people that are already going to be, we are going to...
Sir, with all due respect, before you continue,
yeah,
let me just bring some illumination into that question of railroads, for example. Are we going to have railways and railroads like in Japan? Your uncles, your cousins, sir, Dr. Shorunke might be watching right now.
Yes.
He got some people together in California, and he got involved, he got himself keyed into United States program to build rail station in Nigeria. This is a $5 billion project, and the government were ready, American government was ready to finance it. This man left his medical practice in America, went to Nigeria for about 2 months to stay there, went with the top, the leading railway construction engineer in California, who was a Nigerian. They went there together, they got everything ready, they took white Americans and black Americans with them who were interested in executing the project. But when they got to, and he knew somebody to introduce him to the powerful men in Lagos, and Abuja. So they were ready to build everything with special consideration for Nigeria. Everything was ready. The money was ready, but the Nigerian politicians in Lagos said, we will sign the papers. 1 million only. 1 million for our Oga and 1 million for us to share. But the Americans said we will not release that 1 million. And Dr. Shoronke said, I don't have my own 2 million in my own pocket that I could have used for them. Because these people, the money they release is only for projects. They don't release money for, so they kill that. Dr. Shoronke had me to speak to the chief engineer that went with him. So I said, okay, we will not even, we have to go around it because we are going to go another way. So I have my own strategy on how to resolve that kind of problem, but that's just to answer the question, sir.
Thank you very much. I also want to chip in a little bit about that. My cousin woke me up middle of the night. There's 8 hours delay, 8 hours difference.
Yes, sir.
And he said, Uncle Bode, and I said, yes. So this is what is going on. This is how far they've gone. And it's going to be a testimony if you can call in. And I said, please do not do it, because we're dealing with a situation. If I had to give this madam who is supposed to put her, append her signature on this project, 99% of the time, the project will not move, it will not fly. And I'll tell you why. If you buy, and that's why today, the amount of abandoned projects, the amount of problem we have is, it's about 97% due to corruption. Is due to corruption. So, and I said, do not do it. Because I can tell you, that guy that's going to collect 1 million, yeah, the second possible available flight, he will fly out and go. He might not even come back. Because all his generation has not earned 100 million naira. Not to talk of 470 times 1 million. No. And he was quite happy and said, well, I don't even have that kind of money. So, that is just to say thank you again for bringing that additional something. Now, from my side here, I want to deal with people, any of us here, because we see you, we're looking at everybody here as soldiers. Here we have a general. But we want to be sure, we want to put it in our head that we know this is possible. For those of you who are having doubt, for those of you who think,
raise your hand
please,
and speak.
Generally,
out.
if I don't see anybody listening, I just believe all of you are just not serious. There must be one or two among us. Let us be real. You're looking at that.
Or maybe on the internet.
Yeah, you're looking at that. Is massive. But you know what many people do not understand? When you look at government of America, government of Germany, all the successful governments all over the world, they are the biggest employer of what? Labor. Many people do not know what labor is. Not only cleaning of the streets. That you and I live in the West and we benefit and we enjoy basic facilities of life is because some people are working on them. And they're in millions. They are in millions. It's huge. So for me, this is small project. When you look, it's small project.
Compared to what the
compared to what
is doing.
The people working in the Navy in America, people working in the MI5, MI6 in UK, other countries, in Sweden, a large number of people are working. Not to even talk of the ordinary people steering the train and so on. So it's a small project.
And let me also inform you why this is possible. If you have studied the history of Europe, you will know that after the Second World War, Europe was destroyed. Every country, not just one country in Europe. Every one of them was destroyed totally. Then there was this project that was introduced from America called the Marshall Plan. So the Marshall Plan is similar to what you are saying here. But the Marshall Plan was for every country in Europe, like 50 countries almost, the Western countries. And they were able to, in the next 10 years, just raise up the whole country again. But now, the Europeans didn't have the issues that we are going to be having with mindset and the value system. But all these infrastructural things, all these things, America alone helped them to do it. And some of the people that are working in my own, that guy, that is just the head, the people in the team, some of them worked, he himself participated in the Marshall Plan for Europe and for China. So they know exactly what Marshall Plan is about and what to do to really make things come about in Nigeria. So we are working on it. And it's not just me alone. I'm just the guy they know. I'm just the guy there, that is, I'm the Nigerian there.
You have the vision. Let's be
I'm the
realistic
visionary,
here,
yeah.
because so far up to now we are dealing with visionless leaders. That's the truth. People who does not know how their bedroom, how their backyard and all sort of things should look like, how a hall and all that kind of thing. Because if you don't have that kind of vision, know exactly what you want, what kind of jacket, what kind of whatever you want to be, it's going to be very difficult to lead others. So if you have somebody who has that kind of vision, the worst we can do is to embrace. That's the worst we can do.
Frankly speaking, let me tell you another thing which I've never told the people. This team of people, especially those who are going to solicit for the money, every one of them, they were always saying the same thing. They were saying, we are approving this project because they are presenting the project in my behalf. Who is the head? He said, is he going to be the president? They said, no, it's not. He's a pastor. He's not interested, but we believe in him. They said, oh, if you all believe in him like this, if you had agreed to be the president, it would have been a good thing. We would have been more relaxed. But you see, I say it's not about president. We want to do this not as a political thing at all, but we want to use the power and the force of zealous people, ambitious people. What's the word we are using? Not passionate. What's the word? Obsessed people. Fanatic people about restoring their country in a generation. And they were saying, then you people have to believe and pray that God will bring responsible, because political people will still.
Yeah. 1 second. Okay. Yes. So to quickly say this, please search your soul. If you think it's not for you, the best thing I've done in my life before I retired is sales. I'm too good in sales. I tell you, there's nothing I cannot sell. I'm not really bragging. There's nothing I cannot sell. Before I went to study law at the age of 49, double window salesmanship is the most difficult thing in the UK. But if I give you an appointment and I come into your house, I might not live until the second day. I will sell that window.
Wow.
Because there are 13 lines of pitch. You have to follow it. So again, please, I want us to deal with issue of is it possible or is not possible? Because we want to rely on everybody here to at least start with we are looking for how many thousands of people? So we have this minimum. We want to make sure that at least each of us can start
a project. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Let me get.
Just two issues that I want to raise. Number one is, you were telling us about the rail. Okay.
Yes.
You were telling us about the rail project that got disrupted because people were asking for bribe. Are you carrying along the government with this project? Because there's no issue about is it too big? It's a reality. It's going to be done. But are you carrying along the government so that when you get there won't be anybody asking for bribe and this? Then the other thing is that Professor Imafedon said this morning that, or this afternoon, that technology, you can do everything by technology now. You can do anything from any part of the world. Is there any way that you can remain here and your other people can go and start the project?
Yes, but they will not release the money.
Okay.
They need to, that's with the West. That's just the way they have put. It's not about technology. It's about the money.
Okay.
Without the money, anybody can start project, but without money, you cannot do anything.
Okay.
That's the bottom line. But concerning the first question.
Exactly. I want to.
Okay. Concerning the first question about the bribe. The bribe, that's a big question. But I've dealt with that a lot here in Ukraine. So God has helped me. And I think God got the right person because I'm prepared for that one. So first of all, I have two advantages. One is the fact that, in the case of Dr. Shoronke, he needed the permission and all that because they were working with the government. So, they needed the government of America, needed the government of Nigeria to sign this thing. Because they were building the whole structure, the whole network of train station is a government project in Nigeria. And without government, I think you need government permission. So for us to go to begin to do that kind of thing, I will not do the way he's done. He's just come from America with, people, businessmen who want to do it, and government, they want to release money. But I will not do that first. Before I get to the stage of those kind of projects, I will be working I will be doing the first stage of the work, which I think is the most important one, which is the civil society, NGO, people, preparation of people, raising out of individuals, doing massive, grassroots preparation of people, the tedious work of getting the mind of people ready, preparing 1,000 people every week to do the, I will be, that is, without that, if you don't have the people first and the people power who are fanatics and whose mindset has changed and whose value system have changed in their thousands, you don't even start doing projects like that. So what I've done in Ukraine is that each time I want to push any project, for example, I wanted to stop pornography, showing pornography here in this country. And they were the owners of the television and they are sitting in the parliament there. So how can you stop pornography and showing of things when the owners are the ones in parliament? They are the ones to vote for against it. They will not. That's how they are making them. They will not vote against their own, how they get what gives them money. But because of our moves, because of our presence everywhere, and because we had released the army of NGOs and social activists and people everywhere, so we just arose one day and said, this is going to be done. And then we went and, besieged the parliament. And they were not going to go out of the parliament until the thing is done. And then that is one. So we resolved that. We got that done. Then another thing we wanted to change in Ukraine was there is something they call tramadol. Tramadol is kind of drug. It's like a state, they were selling it and the government is supporting the sales of that. So we said, no, we are going to stop the sales of this drug in the country. So we took people out, and for 2 weeks, and we could afford it. All our people that were, they didn't know that, but I'll tell you the secret. We have like 300 rehabilitation centers in the country. So in all those 300 rehabilitation centers, at a point, you have at least 2,000 to 5,000 people being rehabilitated. So we just took 2,000 of them. We just put them there every day and put tents for all of them. So instead of them being there, we just put them in the street. So, yes, I will declare hunger strike. And then the parents of those drug addicts came and joined. So we had about 5,000 there. For by the time the president said that 2 weeks, 5,000 people had to say, he just said, okay, let's meet, then talk. Then let's dialogue. And so we know how to I know how to get things done, believe me. That's why God has probably allowed me to go through this country. I've done it. So I know how to get things done with politicians. I know how to, because, for example, one of the things I'm going to do in Nigeria, let's say I want to do that train station, because I have masses, and I have all these people, for example, it's not just going to be individuals, like 2 million people coming out. They are going to be civil society groups also. So can you imagine that they are not just going to sign paper that 100 civil society groups are supporting this. There are going to be 10,000 civil society groups from every state and every local government. You are in trouble. Every government. Then we are going to say, we're going to tell the truth. The truth is going to win. This is the paper. We have signed this contract with the American government. We want to do railway station, and your people, your government, this is the name of the person who said will not. They will tear him. They will tear him. They will tear him a piece. Apart. They will just tear them. Anybody is in trouble that will deal with me, I bet you. I'm an old, rugged warrior in that sense here. I know exactly what to do. For me, it's not a challenge. Yes, sir.
Since you are the engineer and the pilot, and with the testimonies we are hearing from you, I believe we are getting charged right now and ready to move. But is there any way we can come in to support you in this situation whereby your release can be a bit faster?
From Ukraine?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. That's a good question, and many people have been asking me how they could help. Now, I know some powerful people all over the world too. But, that's something very funny about the Western people too. Can you imagine it that I know some names. I've mentioned, I could still mention, but no need. I know a lot of them. But whenever a doubt comes on your reputation, this is how the West is, unfortunately. So there is a doubt on your reputation. They want to wait and see if you are going to.
I can answer the question.
Yeah, that's the way they reason. Yeah. So they will not, use something to come and help you, so to say. No, they want to find out, are you really guilty or not? Yeah. Even if they believe in you, but they will still want the law to take its.
We have a case in the UK. I mean, you will hear that a former cabinet minister who drove over the red light or something, or crossed the red light, and got caught. He got caught, and he thought the best way to do it is to use the details of the ex-wife, They was even still not married. And they cooked it up, and at the end of the day, after a long period of time, the truth came out that, and the wife is a very powerful policy maker. She was in the cabinet, a very, very powerful policy maker in the country. Cut a long story short, they both went to jail.
Oh!
Yeah, I don't know if anybody can. Yeah. So what Dr. Sunday is saying here is real. It happens, and that is what we are trying to achieve. You see, once we are able to install, I call it software on all my presentations on television, if you want to reformat if you want to reformat the computer, and then you want to put you must put a new software in it anyway. But then the software will not last unless otherwise you install what? There's something I want to another antivirus. The settings, the structure in Europe only works smoothly on the basis, on the foundation of rule of law. As you can see, they don't go to church. They don't go to mosque. Yes. They don't fast. They don't ask for voodoo. They don't ask anything. But they believe that rule of law is the only thing that will get them going. And that is why it's happening. But I quickly want to say something funny. I'm not surprised that the Ukraine government does not want him to go. Yeah, even though he can be easily vindicated tomorrow. But they're tapping into so many things. He doesn't even realize it. He doesn't realize his worth. And that is a problem. And that is the truth. I'm willing to speak at the center of KF tomorrow and say, you know what? You are holding on to this guy because you are taking you are gaining so many things. How many countries in Europe have been able to ban pornography via one? So there are so many other there are so many other things that this government of this country, and we might, and I told him this afternoon in one of the mini sessions that we'll work on it. Yes. Because at the end of the day, there's another country, Ukraine, used to be part of Russia. They've developed, they've gone, when the Pastor Hugo was bringing me yesterday, I said, in fact, the evening time I saw the airport and I said, hello, we might be asking Ukraine to come and build our airport. Because virtually as we speak, you have nothing. So that might be a plus, but don't worry, again, that might be one of the reasons.
Thank you.
So we need more people.
I will add to that.
Yeah.
So that is on one hand of it. That is the natural part of it. But as a spiritual person, let me just tell you the truth. Before last year, I was thinking, God, you are the God of truth, God of righteousness. Okay, let's even assume that human beings don't know the truth. But I know the power of truth, and I teach on truth. I know that you are always on the side of truth. Truth should be fighting for me, and you know the truth. Even if the whole world say, I am guilty or I did something wrong, but you know the truth now. So why won't you have vindicated? We're not talking about 5 months, 1 month, 6 years. We are talking about 9 years now. Almost going to 10. So that has been my biggest source of personally pain. Where is God look? Where is God? What is he looking? Where is he looking? At least he knows that I'm pure in all these things they are accusing me of. So why is he not silent? Why is he not intervening? But by the grace of God, God had mercy on me this year. So this year I started in June. I stopped in January, and then I started in June my live broadcast again. And when I started this other live broadcast I started doing, the attacks that were coming at me, I started with prostitution of tithe and offering. You know, what people are, they are prostituting tithe and offering. Then I went to, is your church a cult? Then truth, then, you know, all different kind of things. Yeah, paganism. So the attacks that were coming at me from Nigeria. I mean, people were telling me, they were taking my pictures to places, you know, calling my names, you know, or just all kind of things. Sending me warnings and, you know, ready to send assassins if necessary. So just because I'm touching there or something. So then, it was then I then discovered that, this God, you are wise, oh. Because, can you believe it? So this God is strategical. Then I began to, but God didn't tell me this 5 years ago, because I didn't even know there was going to be any live broadcast when I was fighting the thing. So when I was wrangling in pain, that why is it that God is not vindicating me? I didn't know that I was even going to start a project like live broadcast. Talk less of knowing the reactions of people. So it was now when this situation now came, then God now spoke to me and said, you see, this is why I'm still keeping you here. I need to keep you here until the message you are preaching now goes before you. Because you know that is the mental transformation, mindset, value system, transformation, change of value system, enlightenment is the most important. Without that, there is no need for all these other things. No need for all these other things. So this message has to go before me in Nigeria, overcome the terrain. You know, it has to saturate. We have to have a lot of uprising. People are rising in support, championing that, no, we are not going to settle and agree. Now, when I have that kind of support, massive support ahead of me, I will be ready to go. Then I will be indestructible. You know, it will be impossible to just, I don't know. Right now, even the ones who I am defending, I'm trying to set free from those cabals, both religious and political. They are the ones right now who want to destroy me even. Maybe even not the cabals. The people who believe in them so much. But that belief they have in them has to, first of all, be diluted. They have to see my motive and see that I am, you know, for them. And, you know, so the word has to go and be believed and accepted by them. If I just go without any support on the ground like that, I'll be working on the minefield. You know, so I see God's wisdom. It's not that God cannot do something to let me go, but it will be a little bit premature. Because especially God knowing my passion and my zeal, and I'm very impulsive to some extent. God needed to manage that for me. I don't know if you people are getting.
Of course.
So I think, because God is almighty, I think he's over the situation. That's what I'm thinking. I think he's ruling over the situation. And I think he knows. And I think God's time might still be the best anyway. Even though we see the need that is urgent, but because he is God, I think he might know some things that we might not totally understand yet.
Of course.
Yes. Who was another person?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. All right. Mine is not a question. What I want to say is it possible that we can create a system while he's still here and set up like a group in Nigeria? You know, people start registering, apart from training, you know, create, I don't know what we're going to call it, whatever movement, people will start registering online, joining. We're having from
No,
different.
we have that going on. We have over 2,000 people already registered from like 50 countries who want to go with us to Nigeria.
No. You know, people on ground. We're trying to prepare the army in Nigeria, youths,
In Nigeria
whoever.
itself. You
In
trust
Nigeria,
people in Nigeria?
No,
I find
we-
that difficult.
No. We start registering. Whoever joins us, we just create a system.
Okay,
Whatever program
but
we call
one of the
it.
systems that you didn't see there that we created is that when I go to Nigeria, or before I come, but when I'm ready to go, what we want to do newspaper advertisements. So every state in Nigeria. And we want to recruit, for example, want to just throw it out there and say, we want to do training for everybody that is ready, that wants to see Nigerian transform and is ready to pay the price for it. That's the way it is. We are giving you scholarship for training, and we are going to feed you 3 days a week, and we are going to give you stipend. But we want to recruit 100,000 people, and we are going to be recruiting from every local government. Let's say from every local government we'll have like 100 people. But we are going to do interviews and a lot of other screening. But our greatest criteria is that we want to find people who are ready to die for Nigeria. So we are going to recruit all those people, but we are going to do massive exercise. So by the time we recruit from every local government, why is it? Because all these projects that we are talking about, we want to have 100 projects in every local government. Can you imagine? So we need die-hard kind of people from every local. We will not be sending Yoruba people there, but we will need everybody from every local government. But that we are going to now train with our own power. That's where we're going to have our database. With people, getting people in Nigeria is not difficult, though. We are going to get people. But what is the essence of getting them registering when they are not changed? They are going to be registered out of their greed. They are going to be led by their greed. It is their greed that will be. You are saying just go and register there. Something is coming. Me, I won't be there. So the thing that will drive them will be greed. But what we want them to be driven by sacrifice. And we have to do screening for them. And then those people who pass our screening and our stringent screening and who pass our training, they are now the ones that will go and champion all the things we are talking about. But I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah. I'd like to chip in a bit here. All of you are Bible students. I guess you remember the story of when Jesus fed the 5,000 people. And then what happened the next day? They all came back because they want to have free food. Yes, so, but their heart was not there. The illustration Jesus Christ was trying to give them, the understanding was not there, so they all came back for food again. So that is the type of situation you don't want in Nigeria, because in Nigeria today, we have done it in a different field, that we just announce, say, okay, this is going on here, everybody will just come, because people want to benefit. They will ask you, what is it for?
Free food.
Free food, free everything, okay? But that is why it is very important that the mindset is changed. It is not so that initially the mindset of everyone is going to be changed, or these people are going to be changed, but there is what we call the willingness to embrace change. You see, those who are willing to embrace change, those are the ones we are looking for.
Yes.
There are a lot of people who just love the way things are in Nigeria. They love the chaos. Those ones, they will be the last ones that come along. They will be dragged along.
Yeah.
But the first group of people you need are the ones who are willing to accept change, who are tired. They are really tired and, of the suffering, and they are willing to sacrifice something for it, sacrifice a great deal of what they have for the liberation. And those are the ones you need. And I have seen some of those, and I have had contact with some of those online, people who write me daily telling me, oh, we are tired, we are tired, we are tired. What can we do? You see, there are people who are waiting for action, but there has never been such a comprehensive program. Although we have recommended something to the government, we have sent proposal, we have to mobilize people, citizens to action, but nobody's willing to mobilize citizens to action until today, until now, until this project that is going on and is going to start in Nigeria. So it's going to be a paradigm shift of the people that is going to take place in Nigeria. And you know our people, they call them follow. Okay? So once you have a set of people who are doing that, and it becomes the new cool. So everybody says, you join them? Okay, make I come. Yeah.
Well, Mrs. Abiola, you know, I feel that it's not question that you might have, and not just you and all of you, but contribution. Maybe you want to tell us your feelings and your, you know, what you are feeling after seeing this little, presentation. What is going on in your heart? What are you feeling?
Yes, sir.
Please, can you face that side?
Yes, I just still believe that the mindset is the number one thing. Yeah, the most important. If their mind is changed, if their minds are changed, and then they are ready, they will follow. They will follow, and they will understand why, you know, whatever we bring will have meaning to them. So before we start giving them food, I think the mind must be changed.
Value system.
Yeah, value system. And then we can start educating them and then bringing food so that they can stay.
Yeah, anybody want to contribute? Say your thoughts.
The presentation that we just got was beautiful. I've never seen a detailed presentation on how things can change in Nigeria. I mean, I was a little bit skeptical before, but when I saw that, I knew it's possible. And I believe that we have the right pilot captain that can lead us there. The only thing I believe is that there are still going to be the doubters. There are still going to be. I do believe that if we can have maybe a complete detailed presentation where he goes through all the slides and present it to the people, because people are watching. I have people, I mean, even writing me now that, we're watching. I have people in Canada, people everywhere watching. So I believe that if we can keep this discussion going on and having a complete detail, because you just want to win the heart of the people, and we're just trying to lay the groundwork so that when we get there, that everything is set and then we can move with speed.
Yes, so I'm actually going to sit down first.
New generation.
Wait, so you mentioned that regardless of, you know, how the leaders will react, you're still going to go around them to do it. So my question is, how do you think they're going to, like, what do you think they're going to do? What actions do you think they're going to take? Like, will they be happy that, you know, someone else is doing all the work for them, and, you know, or will they be angry because they're basically losing money, in a sense, you know, due to the fact that they won't be receiving money from corruption, poverty, embezzlement, and all those other factors. So how do you think that these leaders are going to react when, because we're practically invading their country, and we're basically taking the power from them and doing what they should have been doing. So my question is, how do you think they're going to react?
Thank you for this very, very good question. These are the area I expect people to comment on.
Yeah, like that's one of my fears.
I agree with you totally, because like you rightly said, these are people whose main preoccupation, their hallmark, and they do it very nicely. And the only one thing they do is that they have achieved one goal, and the only goal is that they are able to bring what they work on the senses of the people. So what we are planning to do is to bypass that.
Yay.
To work in such a manner.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we want to work in such a manner that we will not touch them. We will not even get them to understand what we are doing.
Brilliant.
Because time will catch up with them.
Otumba got it. Exactly.
You understand me? It's going to be a time, and when you look at most of the museums, I don't know how many of you that study history, Most of the museums in most of Western European countries are properties of people who stole the commonwealth of the people. You can Google it, you can find out. Most of them. The big houses you see at one time belonged to
those thieves.
The thieves.
The bourgeoisie.
Yeah. And the first king of is France, Napoleon. He said all these things before, that the best way to keep people, to keep themselves in government is keep your people in permanent poverty. Then you can, yes, we will bypass them. We will get people. And as the doc said, we are going to radicalize people, like Boko Haram did. Yeah? We are going to radicalize people. Because if we don't get them radicalized, get them to change their opinion about governance, because a large number of people are waiting for crumbs. They don't even want the main part of the bite. They just want something like, you understand me? Crumbs. So we will not go their way. Their way will not be our own way. And I tell you something, again, like I said, I'm not very religious. I have no doubt in my mind that when we have a group of people, or when we have genuine visionary leader who is going to lead this kind of a crusade, who is going to lead this kind of war, you understand me? Not military war, not terrorism or anything. You understand? People will follow. Because people say, when the people are really ready, who will emerge? The teacher. The teacher. The teacher will emerge. People will come. We cannot sit down and say we are operating on the belief that it will not happen. It's going to happen. And like my doctor friend said, when we start, it's going to be a kind of roller coaster. It's going to be like a dominion,
Yeah.
They will come. You know what? There are so many people out there in Yaba, in Surulere, in Maiduguri, in places that are tired. And I said before, this is the best time because they have been beaten many times over.
Microphone.
Yeah, they've been beaten many times over. And then somebody came, some people came last 2 years ago and say, we are going to create change. And they have not gotten the change. Yeah. And now we're not coming again. Don't forget that these people, they will not go away. They will always be in Nigeria. Yeah. All they were looking for is transformation agenda, transformation committee, transformation commission, transformation people. As I say, well, let's try them again. Oh. And this time around, we will be genuine. We are really genuine in our cause. Yeah. And this is also key. This is the selling point. The selling point for APC was we are going to change. Within 3 months, I put my name, my career, and everything online. For those who know me on media, I did so much thing. But again, today, I can say to Buhari and to his face, I say, you know what? You have only one more chance. The next 2 years, reform yourself, get yourself, detach yourself from all these crooks. Yeah. I'm sure, but it's going to be very difficult because they're already soaked in that. So I don't know whether I've answered your question, but I'm trying to tell you that we will bypass them. We will find a way of getting our own people. Our own people will come. The pristine people who are genuine, they will come, they will join this movement, and they will make it happen.
Yes.
We're not going to get everybody.
Yes.
You understand me? There's still some people that will hide on to, oh, by the time they release my brother from jail, the money he stole, the money they hide in their backyard, we will share.
I will add to that.
Yeah?
Have
I?
Yes. Let me.
Yeah?
Can I add to that? That first question? The addition that I will add to that is that, Basila, when we get there, when we begin to come, they will be laughing at us. Their pride. I just know how people will behave. Their pride that they will be saying things like, there have been many people like him before who have spoken. Nothing worked. So it's not, he doesn't know where he's coming to. This is not Ukraine. No. This is not Europe. Let him come. They will be betting, and they are very sure that we will fail. So because of that pride, they will, what do you call it? That arrogance will cause them to be, is it complacent towards, yeah. It will bring them complacency that will not make them to be able to do anything to stop us. And then they are also going to be, you know that story of the frog, the best way to cook a frog? So put it in the warm water and put that warm water into on the stove, yeah. And then you put something gradually, the heat, the gas, gradually, it's cooking and it's getting warm and it likes it. It will not jump out because it's not, if it's hot, it will just jump out. But if it's just warm, it gets used to the first initial warmth. And that's what its mind has recorded. But when it's getting hotter, it doesn't even notice it. It's just, it recorded that first initial. So what they will record is the first initial, the fact that we have not acted. Because what we are going to do when we get there is that we are going to do nothing. In their own estimation, it is nothing. Because we are not going to have effect at first. Because what we are going to be doing is just talking to people, talking. Training. We call it training, but they are not seeing any effect. Nothing is strengthening them. At first, nothing is strengthening them. So they think, it's just something. But which is good for us. Let them underestimate us. And let them say that we are not going to do anything. We are failures already. So, but by the time we are through, our people are just, we are busy with another thing, getting people's mind ready and getting as many of them equipped as possible. Now, what will begin to happen is, by the time they begin to notice us, they will now come and say they want to use us. That will be their next step. They will come out and begin to see the little moves that will begin to make the difference that we are making. They say, some people from there, because some people from their communities will begin to tell them that, they have started a microfinance bank. They have renovated that school. They will then begin to come to us and say, this is my constituency. I am the representative here. I am the something there. Let's partner so that we will give you the permission and the freedom and so on. But you are not political something. We will take the credit. Basically, they will just say, let us take the credit. You run the term. Use your money, and they will be taking the credit. And see, they will be then also, the next thing is that they will discover that since we don't have political ambition and we don't want to compete with them, they will say, okay, let's partner. So they will now be telling people that we are together. Yes. They are our people. They will be using us. Which is, we are going to be very tolerant as well, initially. Let them say anything they want to say, but just let the work go on. We are not going to argue with them and say, don't use us or something. No, you want to use us. But we are going to get the work done. But then we will also use them because since they are seeing that they are using us and it's in their interest to also help us get some things done. That's the way we are going to approach it. Then, but it is the things I spoke about, like having the detectives and having the detectives and the secret services and the lawyers, and so those are going to come into force at the point when we're already powerful. Not powerful in politically, but powerful en masse. When we already have a critical mass of people that are ready to die. And when we already have, all our 10,000 NGOs represented in every local government. When we already know that at least millions of people are backing us up. And they know us, and they are ready to defend us. So it is only that point we begin to say demand for things to be done, and you begin to use it. So a lot of things that I see that we are going to use.
We will not be very different in any form or shape.
Yes, sir.
And I want to also share this with you guys. Many people do not know the crave, the urgency to change is more pronounced in the north.
Yes, than the south.
I say this with all full whatever. There are few northerners. They are so powerful, and because they finished the University of Maiduguri, University of Zaria, blah blah, so many universities there, and they're highly motivated, they are highly educated, and they have no job, and they're sick and tired of their feudal leaders. They're genuinely looking. So when they see this kind of project, Doc. And again, I want to go back to the massiveness, the size of this project. There are two people that have organized Million Man March in the world. Who are these people? Who can give me one Name? Thank you. And one more person. Who started it? Martin Luther King. So you can imagine the amount of work they put into it. So the last, these two people are going to be the last. So we can also have, I'm not trying to patronize anybody here, Sunday Adelaja could also be another one. This is how history are made. Am I making sense? Yeah. So we can do it, but this fair do not have that fear. We expect you to bring 2 or 3 or 5 people on board, your own can, and you understand me, who is replicate. So all what we need from everybody here is the ability to convert, to tell others and say, you know what, that's it. Oh, I have a long list of friends. I'm not going to tell them about it because I know they say, Otumba. Even they in fact, they're professors in their own right. You understand me? But I also know some few peasants I'll talk to, and they'll be too glad to follow me. So they must not be from the University of Manchester or Liverpool. No. You understand? We may not need this kind of people. So it's going to work. You need to just have faith, but faith is not good enough if we don't have the faith. Yeah. Have we follow-up question?
Well, you guys even answered my follow-up question, because I was going to ask how we were initially going to start all of these projects, because if we were to go by force.
No, I just used the word, we're not going to.
Yeah, so you just answered my question, that we're going to start off with the masses first, and so thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Doctor wanted to add to that.
Yes, what I want to ask to that is we're already doing it. We're already doing it because what we're doing online daily is already a big part of it. You see that the message is growing all the time. And what is going to happen in the next few weeks is that I'm just going to, at least for my side, I'm just going to amplify my voice a bit more. And coming out with some of these materials Dr. Sunday have written and just, start using them to educate our people. And that will be going online, daily, and the message will be spreading all around the place. So in the next few months, you're going to be seeing adaptation of the work that Dr. Sunday have done, because he's so free giving. He said, okay, you can use it in any way you like. So that means that, it can be adapted into anything. We're thinking of making cartoons with some of the values that he spoke about. These cartoons can be on magazines, it can be on a simple Facebook, it can be on a little 5 minutes animation, games and everything. So these are areas we all can participate now already. So there are many projects which are electronics, and they don't cost, it doesn't require that anybody pack his loads and go to Lagos tomorrow. But there are also people who are in Nigeria right now who are animators, who can animate a storyline, or who can make a short film, or who can make things that we already start to add, create a value system in our people. And these people are already, can come on board right now. We can start working together, creating these materials and start publicizing it. So you're just going to see the amplifying of all this material in the next few months.
You want to tell them about the TV thing idea you and Bishop and trying to put together?
Yes. Secondly, we have this, we are working on a satellite channel, which is going to be 24/7, and which is we are going to be using for broadcasting of valued, to create a value that we want to have created in our people. Because we are not only dealing with people who are in Nigeria right now, but we are dealing with Nigerians in the diaspora. According to Africa, according to some estimates, they say we are about 24 million Nigerians in the diaspora. Okay, so it is increasing daily. So these people, they need. It's a bit more. So these people need education. They need the awareness. So this satellite station is going to be communicating to all European countries and also being beamed to Africa countries. And all African countries. So what we're doing is setting up programming that we create the value system that we want to have created, So we want
like all my broadcasts, all his broadcasts, even what we're doing
right now, yeah.
will go live to every country.
Yes.
That's the thing we are putting.
Yes. So a part of what Dr. Sunday have spoken about on the transformation of a plan is to have, movies created with the values we want to have documentaries created, because our people don't know history. If you're thinking about, like our national anthem, people say, oh, what is that? Arise, O compatriot. What is compatriot? They don't even know what the founding fathers, people who wrote that song, had in mind, what the value system they were trying to, propose for Nigerians. So we will have opportunities to be able to showcase these things so that we can start letting people know that there were actually people who were thinking in the beginning. It's not like the ones we just have now, the bourgeois we just have now, but in the beginning, some people were actually thinking. So you all know the nuisance that is coming out of Nollywood. So we need to be changing the system by letting people know that, look, it is not all about voodoo and prayers in Africa. We actually have normal family, normal people. and by creating programming that showcase the normalness of Africans, then we can start changing minds. And I can tell you right now, I know people, Europeans and Americans who are watching, who don't believe that Nigerians can sit down like this normally and have a proper discussion. Because the experience they have with Nigeria is always shouting. So the man is always shouting on the phone.
That's true.
Yes. So by even filming this and bringing it out to the world on a satellite channel, let people say, these people can talk normal. And they are making sense.
And I also want to say, I also have to share this with you guys. When I started my broadcasting career, it was like kind of that shouting things in me. Yeah. So I was like all the time shouting and making noise. It's like it's a kind of innate in us, But then gradually, I now become a Larry King because I'm cool. You just need to go on Heritage TV or some of the program on Ben Television and see. Well, I take my time to react to people, and as it is now, and this is not bragging, many of Nigerians, they run away from me because I put them on hot seat. Because I got nothing to lose. I got to tell the truth. I got to let other people know what they are doing to us, what they are even doing to themselves. You see, because the meanest kind of a human being is that person that organizes every month to supply or distribute bag of rice. He's the one that is so small. The one that organizes that go to certain area and distribute bag of rice, give them oil, give them this, give them that, in order to keep substantial part of the money. Where is he going to take the money to? They are the one who cannot think. The person who can think will not show only 10 people in his constituency fish, but you show them how to catch fish. So you can sleep well. Most of these people, they don't have rest. They always die of this and that. They are always permanently in trouble themselves. It's only you don't know what they are going through. So really and honestly, it's a lot in this for all of us. So those people who are party goer who say they are not interested, leave them alone. They will be in minority as time goes on. You understand me? The people that you might be thinking, nobody will be, they are going to be stumbling block to us. Those who doesn't want to come follow us, you know what we say? If you talk to 2-3 people and they're not ready to join the train, what do you say? Next. Yes. Next one. That's it. Because there are so many people who are willing to join. And also there are many people who do not want to join. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pastor, for giving me this opportunity. But the question on what I wanted to give my contribution was the question given by the sister. I've been studying project management for almost 2 years.
Yes.
I got the inspiration about the project management by attending HMT because most of the things we do almost deal with project management.
Yeah.
So I also have a background in international economics. So all those stuff deal with that. But to answer, I wanted to contribute to that question. Joseph Schumpeter, right?
Yes.
The father of innovation,
Yes.
say that whenever a new innovative project idea comes out, people always stand and go against it. But that doesn't matter for you. What matters for you, it's not what you present to them, it's the answer to the question, why do you present it to them, and how are you going to achieve the strategic goals related to your innovative project idea. So we also learned that we not often sell a product. We sell the idea beyond the product.
That's right.
You know, the reason why are you introducing that new product? So, as I know, Pastor is that was said by Pastor Miles Murray,
yes,
the most strategist person that he has ever met.
That is Miles Monroe's opinion.
Miles Monroe, yeah.
It's half of the people he knows.
Yeah, but I believe it. I believe in that. And I also wanted to add that what Pastor is doing here is research and development. And research and development, it's what has been leading the economy over the world. Yeah. Even in China, in Singapore, India. Yeah. So in Africa, we don't have a planned economy.
Yes.
A development plan of 5, 10, and 15 years. We don't have it yet. That's why people will fortunately go against it. But if you don't have it, there is no way to develop. You also talked about Marshall Plan.
Yes, sir.
We know after the Second World War, countries like Germany and Japan was completely destroyed.
Yes.
But because of that plan, it has helped them to have more educated people because
and Germany is #1 country right now in Europe. Yeah.
After the Second World War, they only had that small number of specialist engineers. But how those engineers prepared new generation? They allowed people to go to work in the morning and evening. They went to school, evening schools. And that relates to those skills that you are trying to create.
Okay, skills, not just education, theoretical education, but skill-based schools.
They are very, very, very important. For example, in my country, Congo, like the government has created a ministry of special economic zone in order to industrialize the country. Yeah. But they have been worried. We are going to create jobs, but the youth are not prepared to meet those jobs because they don't have like the skills related to those jobs. So what you have been doing is really important. So the only work that needs to be done is the pedagogy.
Pedagogy.
The
education.
The education of people.
The training.
That's the training.
Okay.
That's
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Hello. Hi, we have a few questions on Facebook. The first one is, are you going to start concurrently in 36 states, or you will take 1 or 2 states as prototypes first before moving to others in sequence?
I think we are going to start in one state in every whatever they call it. Geopolitical zones. Yeah, there are 6 zones. So I think we are going to have a prototype with state in one particular geopolitical zone. So, for example,
I don't know yet, but for example, I have a governor in one of the eastern, western states that wants me. It's not from my southwestern, yeah. I am from Ogun State, but this is a governor from another state. My state doesn't even know I exist, I guess. But this other governor, this other governor approached me and he wants me to come with this to do. They want to give us the foundation and all the support for them to be the pilot, to do the pilot from their state. Now, to follow my heart, I would have liked to do a pilot in Anambra State. There's something about the Anambra people, because they are so passionate. They are doing all the wrong stuff, but I see the zeal in them. They are so bright for me. I think Anambra people are special. So I would have liked to use Anambra as one of the pilot states as well. In the north, I will wait for people's advice. I don't know all the other go for Africa. So when we get there, yes.
But Lagos is the commercial center of Nigeria.
Okay.
I will do the job.
Lagos is the commercial center of Nigeria. If we are going to start any movement, any change, I think we need to consider Lagos as well. Anambra is far, far to the end, and I mean, I'm in my 60s. I've never traveled across that area, but I mean, yes, sir.
Every good thing goes to Lagos.
Yeah, but it's the commercial center of Nigeria.
My take on that, did I finish or you still want to say?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Okay, my take on that is this. Like Doc said, you see, when you want to introduce a new product, you have to try it, cause it, and evaluate and do a lot of things about it. And you might have to do a test run. You might have to bring some people to the lab to try it on them.
Yes.
And you see, we're looking for receptiveness of some people, some area. And if we start with, I don't know, he's stealing some of my ideas. Because genuinely, I believe this, we should start from the southeast. Trust me. This is not because I'm married to an Igbo woman, but I tell you something. Let's start. Genuinely, I don't know where you get that. Is it Lagos? Is it Abu Abba? I don't know some of you who understand Yoruba. We'll come back.
If you do that, and Biafra goes.
No.
You are very practical.
and that's what I'm saying.
You are biased, though.
No, it doesn't mean it. But you see, genuinely, when you start in a project, even here in Europe, they always look for a particular area to kickstart it. Yeah. You understand me? But once it goes down well with the area in Newcastle, it becomes like a shy play. It becomes easy to bring.
But that is an authentic question she is raising about Biafra. But you have to address them.
I don't mind the Sarawiwa area where oil comes from and they are extremely poor.
Well, that is Rivers State.
I wouldn't mind that area.
Yeah, we will. Like I said, when we get there, don't forget that this is just initiatives that we're at a small crawling moment. We are still planning. There's more and more planning is going to come into this.
Yes.
It's a massive project, but very easy to run if we are all hands together. You understand me? But the truth of the matter is, we will look for. It might not be Enugu, it might be Lagos. We will conclude because it's not going to take the decision alone. We will look and people will bring their reports. Yes. So, look, don't even try. Try with Kwara State, and then we'll go to Kwara. And when Kwara people started, when we put them on fire, you understand me? You will see the results. So it might be Lagos. So don't worry.
You are giving political answer. No. Let me add to that. I think that if we, with the Biafra situation, that's a legitimate worry. I want to beg my Biafra friends, and I want to first of all let you know that not all Igbos, because the Biafras are the noisemakers, the IPOB people. Is it IPOB? They make so much noise, they almost create an impression to all Nigerians that all Igbos are Biafrans. or IPOB people. And I want to tell you that all Igbos are normal Nigerian people. And the IBOP people, maybe they are 10% maximum of Igbos. But they make so much noise. Even the Igbos themselves almost believe that maybe they are all be having the same thing. But they don't really have the same fundamental beliefs like the IPOB Biafra people. So I think the normal Igbo people are just regular Nigerians. Now, the thing is that right now, if the Nnamdi Kanu guy has not been cowed and has not been eliminated, I would have had the same problem. But I think that question is actually resolved already. And I think that movement of IBOB is going to fizzle out. Because when we begin to come with, when Nigeria begins to normalize and things will begin to go, and Igbo people are pragmatic, practical people, and they see that no, even they are being used as the, pilot project, and and they improving their economic life. And Igbo people are very particular about economy and about well-being, entrepreneurship. And when that is given to them, and with free Nigeria, equality in Nigeria, I think we will not need to worry so much about the Biafra issue. I don't know if you wanted to. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
You wanted to talk about this particular one? No, another one. Mother wanted to talk about this one.
I think you've already answered my question. Yeah, because when Pastor was talking about choosing from the Igbo side, my mind was going to why can't we try two different geographical like two different, the western and the Igbo eastern part, so that if there's going to be any problems, you'll be able to know on time that this is the obstacle we have here, this is the obstacle we have here. Then by the time we go around, we'll be able to know the logistic one.
When you start from Gombe, when you start from anywhere.
But we talk about 6 geopolitical zones. So, yeah, please. Okay.
Yeah, mine is a contribution.
Okay.
Like I suggest that the area of showing the people the vision that the people are bringing to them is very, very important.
Showing the people?
Like the vision, like what you showed to us, like what will happen. The plan that the people are having for the country. Okay. Like showing it to them will really attract them, and will also make people to want to work, because I know that people are not comfortable with the situation, and since people are coming up with this kind of rules, this thing project, I think it will go a long way.
So people have to see what we
yes,
so that's similar to what Niran said, that we have to do a detailed, I didn't show all the videos, I didn't do all we just ran through because I wanted us to do the interactive session. And even some of the presentations, if you go to the YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official, you remember the presentation, the video I showed. That video I showed with the American guy is on my YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official. And then apart from that, there are 2 other presentations like this, 3 hours each, that where we are talking more details. So, just to let people know that some of the information are already there on YouTube, so people might want to explore some of those as well. Yeah, what is it?
I just wanted to add from to what he said. My idea of thinking to begin to create groups was actually to say for us to begin to introduce what we're going to do, so they begin to hear it. Do you understand? That's what I didn't finish, so I left it. Yeah.
That can be ongoing.
Yeah, that's what I was
compared to registering them be ongoing. People
information, yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, it says, how would you deal with the religious leaders in Nigeria because they already think you're Antichrist coming to spoil their business?
So what you
I'm the best person to answer this. And I can say to them, we are likely to they should be waiting for our invitation. We are going to partner with them. We will partner with them. We will partner with other big religious organizations, and we will not trouble them. They can continue doing what they're doing, but we partner them. But it's only one we ask them to do is just to do things that are good for their members. Because at the end of the day, what most of their members are also saying is they also gradually getting, in order for them to keep their members, they will also have to change. Because also part of the people that don't want to see me on the set, don't want to be my guest, are the pastor people, religious. They don't want to come. Because I have few questions to ask them, and they say, Otumba, no. And somebody came from Holland. He came with about 4 Bibles. He has already marked them. And,
before he came?
Yeah. He brought it, you know. And he came, and he sat down, and we were talking, and asking this question that are related to the people. I was angry, because I wasn't really ready to romance or patronize and be religious in any form or shape. People are really angry, and they're genuinely, you know what? These same people, they see as their followers, they could create a kind of tsunami for them. Because you know what? Where if they see alternative, that people that can change their thinking, you understand me? They will run away. You know, because you cannot collect so much millions of people's money, use it for churches, use it for different kind of business, and the members cannot participate. They cannot send their children to these universities. These are issues. And I cannot look at that, look in the eye and say, I will not discuss it. So we will partnership with other religious organizations. We will interact with them. We will talk with them. We will show them because we are not hiding anything. We will not hide in anything. And if they don't want to partner with us, you'll be shocked the few out of them, the few of them that will receive the message, like in the Bible. Somebody received the message. Yes. When they receive the message, they will multiply it. Yeah. So don't worry, we are your friends. We will remain your friends.
Yeah. Yes, I think to add to that, I think it's also going to be a challenge because, look, you have people who have been preaching for years how God is going to bless people. So now there are some people who are coming from Ukraine.
And you have to work for it.
Yeah, they say you have to work for it. And now we have to see now which one is more effective. Is it the prayer that is effective, or is the walk and pray that is more effective?
There be one millionaire among you.
Yes.
Amen.
So amen. So if the walk and pray is more effective, then it's now time for the pastors to start changing their messages. And secondly, there have always been discussion in the last few weeks about the tithing. So it's time, by the time you see other people coming to build hospitals that the common man can use, then the fingers are going to be pointing to you, say, where you're on.
That's
okay?
it?
Yes. So that's the challenge. So it is also a way of they can voluntarily participate in the national development, or they'll be compelled to by their own people to contribute.
Okay. Yeah. And the revolution will not be good for them.
So I will answer like this because that question is directed at me, because I started this campaign about tithing and now everybody is revolting against it. And thank God for that the Freeze is championing it. And then I'm doing some other things that pastors don't like. So they are seeing me as enemy. But I'm going to say something now that's going to be at the borderline of pride. But it's not, God is my witness. It's not about pride. It's about truth. But what I'm going to say is that none of them, all those GOs in Nigeria, none of them has what it takes to hold their members when I show up. Even their own members, they will not be able to hold them. They are holding them now because I'm not around. And because, the reason, it's not because of pride though, and it doesn't have anything to do with my personality. Not me, Sunday at Elijah. But it's just because of what I'm coming with. I'm coming with the truth. And they have built a system that is holistically faulty, that is based on, at best, half-truth or non-truth. So they don't have what it takes. For example, I mean, I'm going to make it, and I'm going to even tell them my own strategy. Somebody was telling, Pastor, you are too open. Why are you telling people the things you are going to do? Strategy. Nobody goes to war and declares his strategy. I said, don't worry. That is how much confidence I have in the truth that I carry. For example, if I come to the state, to Nigeria, and I say, everybody that has a project, register. Their strong members, the assistant pastors will be going in secret to register the town. Let me tell you so. Don't be so. You know, then when I come up the next day, and I say, not next day, but next time, and I say, if you want to revive and, turn around Nigeria, and you are ready to pay the price for it, we are going to give you scholarship, feeding you 3 times a day, and giving you pocket money at the end of the day. But you must be ready to die. You come and see whose members will be sitting down in my class. I don't have problem with religious people. I don't have a religious problem with religious people.
And they're the ones that are scared.
They are the ones that are scared. No matter, there is no amount of threat they are going to use to hold their people back. For example, when I announce that I want to create 10,000 millionaires in the next 2 years, if you want to be in the number, register. You think their member will just say, no, I don't want to be in the number. I don't want to be among those ones.
20,000 will register.
So I am an experienced, dogged guy. I've been here for 30-something years. I've been fighting every day of those 30-something years. And God has taught me. I am man of, for example, I'm writing these books now. And people are saying, Pastor, don't talk about those pastors. Because in Nigeria, people who are powerful, even politicians, they dare not dare pastors. I said, because they don't know what it takes. They said, Pastor, please, don't talk about them because you will need them. I said, okay, we will see who will need who. They said, but because crowd, the people are with them. I said, they are with them. They are just keeping custodians of them meanwhile. Temporary custodians until the truth comes. When the truth shows up, the pastors themselves will be coming and say, you know him now, let him receive us.
And one more thing. And genuinely, even beggars, they know quality of food. Beggars. Because these days, beggars in the street of Lagos and some other places, there's a limit. I mean, there used to be 20. If you give them, they do have choice now. So if we offer quality, to some of these members, they will lash onto it. And when we say we're going to do it, and we genuinely do it, and we deliver. Somebody should stand up and say they're not going to follow you to die. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
Because, like I said, the selling point here for us is we are going to do what we say. There's nothing to do like you pray. Even the vice president said, hello, we've been praying to, we need to act now to back it up. So, and that's what we are going to do. So, guys, we're on the right track with the right manual, with the GPS is working, and it's going to land us at a place of glory. How do you say it? We are all going to learn. And what is also very important is this is going to be a long-time commitment too. Again, I said this many times. I hope it's not something, because I keep saying it. At 70 plus, I might not have the 20 or 30 years. It might even get a little bit earlier than that. Yes. The most important thing is the journey of 10,000 miles. When we start, we will get there. There are people out there who are very, very hungry. They are desperate. They're looking for genuine change. This time around, we're not going to call it change because I say, when they hear change, they will run away. Say, no. And that's why we have come with this visionary name of transformation. What? So when we get there, everything is going to be okay. Yeah?
One question, eh?
Yes.
The last question?
Yes, this is the last one that I've got here. But I think you've answered it in some way. It says, how do you plan to filter people that will want to boycott the good plans? How do you plan to filter?
Maybe or two will understand.
I understand that. What that question is, in effect, or you want to take it up? No, you can. Okay. I think what that question is alluding to is like, yes, among us, among the 12 people following Jesus, we will have 100 Judas.
Yes.
But we will deal with the way we are going to deal with them is we will continue doing what we are doing. We are going to stay focused.
Amen.
And when we are focused, in fact, they will come back again and say, it was me, but again, I'm really sorry. And then we can welcome them back. What is key here is filtering, thank you. It's not going to be a problem. Bring them on. We will deal with them. We will deal with them. Yeah? In fact, the easiest way to do it will be by the time the project, the plans, the structure is in place, it will be working for itself. And that is what I pray for. Is there any more? Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, let me sit down. I watched the presentation last year from the comfort of my bedroom, on my bed, under my duvet. And I was skeptical. I was like, well, that is, is it possible? It's like this Pastor, Dr. Sunday Adeleja knows how to convince people and all that. Fast forward, almost 365 days later, I'm here. Less than a year. If before the HMT, I still had I wasn't thinking about that, but I had a lot of skepticism about going back to Nigeria. I said I would join the prayer warriors and all that.
From the comfort of my bedroom.
Exactly. Under my duvet with my heater on, But going through the HMT, I don't know if it was the third day. There's something about the third day. Jesus died, and on the third day, oh my goodness. It was battle because I didn't realize how deep the conditioning is coming from Africa, being a lady. The conditioning, that day I was arguing, not about, and thank God, the point I was trying to make, this presentation covered it. There is solution for the people. Therefore, any other thing you're bringing along with it, they will take it on board. So, but the conditioning, and that's why God is delaying you, because God is working on us. Working on us here. There are still some things DSA will say that will shake you down your root. But as for me, when he started talking about some of my previous mentors and all that, to me, it was like a bitter pill because I've worked closely with some of them, and I knew what I always tell myself, can you do exactly what they're doing in every area? I said, in this area, I will take this, I'll take this, I'll take this, but that area, no. Okay? So it was hard for me to hear him talk to. It's like somebody rebuking my dad for doing something wrong. It's difficult to take in, but I accepted it as the truth. So inside my mind, right there and there, I made up my mind that no matter how tough the topic Dr. Sunday Adeleja will bring up, I will sit and let it sink into me. I don't know if you understand. Yeah. It's like being amongst the 5,000. Jesus has fed the Owambe people. They have come, they've gone. And Jesus is now asking the remnants, what about you? My response is, you have the word of truth. I've sought for this truth for quite a long time and only was fed religion. A time came, I said I was no longer interested in religion. I would rather starve. So now, finding the truth, I want to go all the way down with it. Please, I want to encourage those of you that still, like I was last year, to watch the YouTube videos. Take time, take your time. Don't just listen to one topic of Dr. Sunday Adelaja and make up your mind. Listen to more than 2,000. And when you take a series, make sure you listen from 1 to 13, some of them 14. Finish the whole series. Don't skip. Finish it. And reason, if you have question, write. He's very accessible. You write him an email, and he will attend to you. Please. And I appeal to other Nigerians. Before you defend, there is something my mom used to tell me. You don't go arguing that the baby on your back did not pluck the tree, the fruit from the tree, because you don't have eyes at the back. Before you start defending any man, any woman, remember, on the last day, we will only give account of ourselves. You don't know what others are doing at the midnight hour. So before you start defending people, make sure you're in alignment with God, and you're doing what He called you here to do. That's all I have to say. Then finally, my final question.
That's because a lot of people are trying to defend their GOs and fathers.
Yes.
And then they block me off. They turn
So
me
sad.
off.
So sad. Oh, sorry. Then finally, my last question. Because before I came here, I worked with immigration. My final question is just security. I know the word is still going out and doing what it needs to do, but what is the plan for your security?
Yeah, that's a major question. Because from the stories that I've heard from Arams, without security, it's impossible to go to Nigeria. So these people that you saw there now, the team in America, they are signing a security agreement with one of the top 3 security firms in the U.S., personal security. Yeah, not private security, private security firms. Not just for me, but for the whole team, for the Americans and other people come. But apart from that, I am also thinking of, and we are also thinking of, we are also still debating that with them about talking with some Israeli companies. And then I was also informed that there are some security companies in England that hire professionals from all over the world. They are former Israeli military something. So we are going to go with our own security details to Nigeria. From Russia here, I will probably be going with some. Then we're going to have some Israeli companies involved, some American companies involved. So it's not going to be a personal affair. It's going to be a corporate affair. It's going to be a professional approach kind of thing. Everything we'll be doing will be done. Okay, for example, the think tank that I have in Nigeria, they are the ones that Coca-Cola hired, for example, to enter the country. MTN hired to enter the country. Now. What do you call it? That KFC hired them to come into the country. So on that level, so they are going to give us proposals and details on how we are going to be packaged, and we are going to everything is going to be done very professionally, including security.
In addition to the, sorry, yeah, you have a good man.
I thought Doctor was going to say something before.
No, you have to go.
I was just going to say, before I left home, Nigeria in 1988, I was a senior nursing officer. I was actually a principal nursing officer on level 9. And I was earning 300 naira then. And I couldn't buy sugar for my family comfortably. Was one of the reasons why I packed my load and said I wanted to go and explore and find something else. But the situation is still the same thing back at home. People are still poor. There's still poverty all over the place. So for me, this is what I live for. This is what I was made for. I'm ready to go now. Anywhere, anytime. I'm ready. This is what I'm born for. This is what we have to. And it makes me crazy when they give them lottery. It's brain draining. They've drained all the brain that is good out of Nigeria. So that's why we have unintelligent people there. Because visas have been given to all of them that mean anything.
They will come back.
So I'm ready for this because it was poverty that drove me out, but the poverty is still there. Nothing has changed over almost 30 years. So I'm ready for this.
Before regarding security, again, like I said, I want to repeat it for the last time. I'm not religious. I'm just godly. But I can tell you something: the chief security for all of us, especially for this man who is going to be the jailer in front, is going to be the Almighty Allah, God. And I can tell you this: I don't know who else can do it. This is, JFK was, there are many people that, but when God is saying, I'm going to guide him, nobody can do anything. Having said that, I'm not saying we are going to expose him to danger, no. But the Almighty, the Creator, your creation, will always guide you, will always be with you. You understand me? And like I said, this journey, it's not going to be difficult, because the truth is, the most important thing is that we are honest. I don't know whether you understand that. Once all of us are honest, every other thing will follow. Once we don't have any under whatever mind, you understand me, we will not have difficulties. You understand me? Yep. And we're all going to be very happy. Like children play, we say, happily thereafter. Because whatever we are doing is not for us today. It's going to be the benefit of our children. Yeah, we're all going to live forever. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And I want to reiterate the fact that this is not politics. There is no motive behind it. You know, Nigerian man will say, what is their motive? Eh? What is their motive? There is no motive behind it. It's just the genuine love for a fellow Africans to develop, because we are tired of the poverty. That's just what it's all about. When it is done, then the new generation of young people will come up and start with the right mindset and start leading the country. Then many of us are going to back down, because there is the objective to get people who are mentally sound to start going, leading the country. But we as people, we are not politicians. I'm not a politician. And I always say to people, I'm never going to contest for the election in Nigeria, not even local government election. So there is no motive there. And secondly, this is not Nigerians' money. So because when you're in politics, you say, the man won't chop. I make a. No, this is not Nigerian money. This is money that people are bringing from other parts of the world to help develop Nigeria. So therefore, the common man cannot be afraid, say, they want come so that they can chop money too. There's no money to chop. So that's those two things people need to understand. One, there's no political motive, and number two, there's no money to chop. This is just hard work. Everybody involved is just putting in their bits to have a transformation of the minds and the society.
And also, many people also want to know where are you going to get the money? You said we're going to get the money from foreign investors. And it needs to be said, if you ask the Italian government to give us 30 billion, do you know how painful it is to them seeing dead bodies wash ashore all the time? They are really concerned. So they genuinely want to invest in a government that want to bring about change. Yeah. So we are dealing with people, they are very nasty, but at the same time, they are very, very kind people. Can you imagine when they see these people in the high seas, they go and meet them. They bring them aboard. they clothe them, they give them food, they do everything. Sometimes it's cheaper for them to give us a lump sum amount of money and say, keep your people.
But they are giving that money now to North America, to North Africa, so that
Libya.
Libya.
So really and honestly, there's a lot in it for us where we will not bother. And like I said, the politicians, I can say people should get the message across to them. We will not touch them. It's them, they will them later on when the system is in operation. I don't even want to start speculating what the system is going to do for them. Yeah, but the truth of the matter is, governments all over the world are saying now they want to do business with sensible people, government who want to form a sensible government because it's cheaper for them. In Germany, you understand me, in many other places. And part of also what I quickly remember now, we've spoken, we've shown so many clips of what we are going to do. And because they are all designed in such a modern manner, because when you look at the IDP people, you're still expecting them, money that come from WHO, from different organizations, they're still not reaching them. They're still sleeping under tents. They're still having their children have to sit down in tent, eating a big bowl with a lot of water and maybe one pepper soup or whatever pour into it. This is inhuman. We will not do that. We want to treat people rightly. And when they say it, they love it. Most of them will follow Boko Haram is because they are seriously neglected. An average Almanjiri will collect 1,000 naira and show where his mommy and his daddy is. It's as bad. So, and when we say this is going to be a voucher, this is going to be a system we are going to employ to get them 3 square meal in a decent place, they will be cladded. Do you know how many millions of Europeans that when they see a good thing going on as a program, they would donate. Even they will not donate their use something, they will bring designers. They will get these people education, we get these people to feel like a human being. It is not difficult to transform human beings. You just need to put the structure in place. Show them it is possible. And they will embrace it. And like I said, all this project is not for you, and it might not be for us. It might be just for, because we care about our children, that they are going to be the beneficiary of this project. And with this, I again want to say, let's join hands together. Let's sleep over it. For those who doesn't want to follow us on this journey, don't come again. No. So, you understand me? So, just say that to yourself. This is not for me. Yeah, this project is not for me. And I can understand that. Yeah, we can understand that. Yeah. We're not going to be But those who believe that this is a project, you must give your all. I remember when I first met my wife, and she left University of Ibadan in 1983, and well, I'll tell you the story quickly. Her friend have introduced her to me that she's a business-minded, she's an IT person, and she's going to Abuja to go and collect a contract of 26 million, a long time, that is 1999. So, and I said, I need to see her quickly. I was so desperate to, so that won't go to say, I said, somebody want to see you. That my late friend who was a commissioner he died now, for Information Lagos State. So her friend brought her to us, and we were saying, well, we're not going to be together again. So we were eating amala. And when she came, she looked at the people and said, these people who want me. But she knows she entered an office of a commissioner. So she sat. Cut a long story short, when we tricked her to come and collect and get a contract. And now tell her friend to take her out and tell her there's no contract but there's a contract. And that her friend said, Uncle Bode, which contract do you have then? I said, tell her I like her and I want to marry her. After we have chatted everything. So she now took her and said, this is what the other one said that night. Said he likes you, but there's no contract. So she came back and she looked at us and said, I was going to Abuja to sign for a contract. And I said, this is a contract of lifetime. Because she's a very honest person. I'm not patronizing her. She will have not collected the contract without executing it. So she now looked at me and said, And I said, what's your answer? Hello, you are wasting our time. I started joking. And she said one thing I want to say. She said, I'm going to give it my all. So we must give this project our all.
Well, on that bright note, oh, you wanted to say that?
Well, I concur with everything. I don't have my heart is there.
On the, okay, if nobody else wants to, okay, yes, sir. Contribution, yes.
Thank you. You know, let me speak the mind of a typical Nigerian that maybe if you see that video, you think that, wow, this is massive. And the first thing that will come to your mind is that, well, you need collaboration with the government to be able to touch some of those critical infrastructure like power, rail system. But I so much love the strategy. The strategy is sound. And the strategy is, the way I understand it today, you are going directly to the people first before you engage in the massive project. When you go and intervene in the project at the lower level, now you connect with the people, you connect with the heart, they will love you. Now you're building a critical mass. So those kind of opposition you may think you may have, you will not have that again, because now you're talking about 774 local government that you have intervention projects in those places. You have the masses behind you. Nobody will dare you. So when you're going to introduce the national project like electricity or rail, nobody will stop you. The strategy is very sound. I just want to commend you on that, and I appreciate that.
You are from the north.
Yes.
What do you think the north is threatening? Yeah, you are from the north. What do you think the north response or attitude would be to this kind of?
I believe it will be welcome. Like you said, like the Boko Haram issue and all these crises in the north is because poverty, they don't have anything to do. I mean, like you talk about the IDP camps. I mean, I've done little work at the IDP. I supply relief material at the IDP camp. They get a lot of help, but the help never gets to the people. You have issues of flooding. I mean, in my state, there was a time that there was flooding, people lost their homes. The government released money, and some people cornered the money. I said, you don't have conscience. These people lose everything, but you will still pocket the money and not. So to introduce something like this, no, it's going to be massive, yeah. So I think this should allay the fear of or concern in the heart of people thinking that, wow, you have too many opposition like politicians or government. I don't think, by the time you touch the people and you have the people behind you, no, nobody can stop you.
They are really local people. They are really local people in the north that I know. Really local people. They are trained, be it in Islamic studies or whatever. There's so many of them who are looking to embrace a project like this. They will give you their all. They will work very, very, even harder than we will be doing. I know there's so many of them out there. You understand? Because they're just like paying lip service to their governors. It's not like the problem in the southeast. They know who are their problems. They know who are causing them problems. You understand me? Then comes somebody who wants to take advantage of the situation. Why don't they attack people who are causing the problem? But as far as we are concerned, like I said, we will bypass them. We're not going to be belligerent. And you know what? One more good thing. If I call Amechi this evening and say, Aburo, guess what? We want, if it need be. So guess what? As you are building your old gorge, side by side, I have some people who will help you. They will even enhance your whatever. I say, Otuba, bring it on. You understand? We know what we are doing. And we now start our own gorge. Am I making sense? Then we now start our own whatever, side by side. Shane will take him back to River State. Because by the time we finish putting latest rail, whatever, they will see. It is possible. It is doable. Don't let us doubt anything. Yeah, it is doable. We will get in touch with all of them when we are ready.
Just shortly.
Yes.
Okay.
Pastor Tunde Bakare is my friend. he has visited me here on this project. I had another project that I wanted to help Nigeria to do, some amount of money, but the Americans I was bringing, they work differently. For example, okay, we had a good amount of money, you know, that Nigeria want to borrow 10% of that money from China, of the money I had ready to give to Nigeria. Not me, but I had people who were willing to release that money to Nigeria. But they, the Americans, they cannot start working with the government of Nigeria without memorandum of understanding, MOU. But the Nigerian government says we cannot sign anything, even MOU, without you know, the amount being released or put on their name. And Americans say, no, no, no. Without MOU, we don't even do anything. No. But to a Nigerian man, Nigerians say, oh, no, we don't want anybody to use our signature because, you know, they have a lot of 419 using signature. We are afraid, we are not sure. So it was, if we sign, we will give the letter, a federal government letter, and then, you know, we don't want, that is how the thing was killed. Even though Pastor Bakare came here to, you know, he was the intermediary between us and the government. But that was what killed America. You know, I understood what he was saying because he said, not him, but the government. If this was on to the highest level, you know, the Nigerians are so afraid, the government, because they're anti-corruption government, and they don't want, you know, so they were so afraid of signing MOU. What is MOU? And Americans say we don't do anything without starting. MOU is nothing. It's just that we want to. You know, I've never lived in America and look, I've never done business. I don't know if that is true, but this is what these Americans were. But he's on board.
Yeah, I mean, this MOU is just, and like I said, it's an understanding. It's an understanding to say, okay, you and I, we are going to do business, eh? And this is, if we do the business, this is how the terms at which we are going to do it. It actually doesn't oblige somebody to anything. It's just having the pre-contract. That is, okay, look, if we are going to do business, this is the terms that at which we are going to do it, terms and conditions. So, and then, when the time for the business has really come, then a contract is actually signed, which is okay.
That's what they were saying.
Yes. Yeah. So, you cannot expect a foreign party, a European or American party, to release money without any signature on anything. It is not done. But in Nigeria, I know they love that a lot, to just bring money. And this is not the only time such problems have occurred. Yeah. You know, yes, we have also when, you know, yeah, it happens often. You know, I'll give you a typical example. We have a famous state in Nigeria where I come from, where, you know, there was, in Edo State, for example, when they built an hospital, and there was some people from Houston who wanted to bring hospital equipment from Houston for free. You know, government didn't have to pay for it. So when the people brought to bring the equipment, they needed a paper from the governor, just a letter to say, okay, they will receive the equipment, and that they will take care of the equipment. The government, the response was from the governor, what is in for us? So in terms of, okay, which bribe you bring? So because they didn't bring, nobody brought something for them, they just refused. And one of the statements, somebody said, oh, you know what, every month, end of the month, something they come for Abuja, which one this kind of equipment. So those equipment later went to Mexico. You know, so that is how some of these people have been destroying their own people for years. And now some of this hospital is still there empty. There's no single, not even a bed inside. You know, so this is not a problem from one state or one instant. If you go into the history of Nigeria till tomorrow, this is happening on a daily basis. That's why nothing changed. There are people, there are organizations in the Western world that I have met personally who are prepared to do something. But those things, I'm in agricultural business. There are organizations in the Netherlands, for example, who are prepared to just bring tractors use tractors that they don't use. So bring them to Africa to do that. But you know, the funny thing is that once these things are ready, suddenly you will get a lot of conditions from the Nigerian government. Suddenly they want to have John Deere type 5782. Not the one you want to bring. So those are the things, you know, and that is why it is very difficult to work with these people.
But in my own case, for example, it pained me so much that I was not even be able to, because these Americans, they loved me, they believed in me, they even approached me that this is for your country. Or they said, find us in Nigeria that we can trust. They told them, you have to trust this man with your life. So since you say you could trust me with your life, and now Nigerian government is saying, and my people are dying of hunger. And even though our government said they will not sign this thing, but I think I was telling them, please try to understand the Nigerian government. Even without signing the thing, release the money. And yes, I was trying to beg them and say, please, because it's for the sake of our people. At least let's do something. Let's do something to, you know, to just make something happen. That's when I know America, these people, they don't compromise on their principles.
Yeah, because they are accountable to their own. Every $1 they will need to accept.
I was almost crying, weeping. It doesn't help. They say, if Nigerian government will not sign the MOU, you lose the whole thing. And they now told me, just like they had it for 6 months. And last month, they just told me that said, the offer has been off the table. They have removed it from Nigeria. And I will show you the amount of money we are talking about now. I'm weeping right now.
Yeah, the Western water are accountable. Sir.
Yeah. My little question is, will the federal government be informed so that they wouldn't think, even though we are going to start from the grassroots, you know, the federal government, I think, should be aware so that they wouldn't think we are trying to do a political lobby.
Yeah. Is that the question?
Yes.
The good news is there are series of new laws that are passed by the Senate. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of them, I think they will put the final sentence to them that the development can start taking shape from the local government level. So they are going to be autonomous. They are going to be independent, and they'll be getting their directives.
Yeah, but allocations.
Allocations,
yeah.
definitely. So it's getting to a point. We're taking over at the right time because now we will not need to go through federal government. We can start, like he said in his presentation, we can start operating with the normal local government. And also part of his pitch was that when we start, parallel with our own project, there won't be any problem. Yeah, because they'll be too happy. We're going to be not partner in crime, but partner in development. And one more good things, because I know the sense of these people, I know how they operate. Most of them, I just give you an example of Ameshi. If you say, Abro, we have a project, we want to supplement or complement your one-way road you have been doing. I will just jokingly say that to him and say we'll be building additional something. He will be too happy to agree. So federal government in this our project, we'll be doing it in such a way that we want to complement, but we know what our targets are. We know what we are after. So when we say we want to complement, and I'm saying it loud, they are going to listen. That we genuinely want to, and truly and honestly, this is not a trick. We want to complement what they are doing. Is that not so? Yes. So, where is the problem? Where is the plan to topple anybody's government? And we genuinely want to create additional employment, additional information in the area of education. We want to create different kind of things to support the government
that we are not going to be belligerent in any form or shape. They will be too. Yes, they will be very, very happy. I know that, because as you can see, the provision for NGOs, yeah? Because we want to go in as like a kind of, yeah? Is that not what we're talking about?
Yes.
So there won't be any problem. I can assure you of that. Yeah? Thank you, sir.
Yes, please.
So, ideally, how many people do you guys want to have signed up before, getting started on this project? Because realistically, there are going to be some people that have cold feet, and despite the fact that 3,000 people are a lot of people that have signed up already, there are going to be people that are going to get cold feet, or that will have like issues with passport or their visas or health issues or etc. So what is the goal number of people you guys want to have signed up before implementing these projects?
Why do you think that's important? When we are ready, believe me, we have more than enough, more than we need.
Okay.
Right now, we are just targeting 2,000.
2,000. And you guys have already surpassed that number?
I think so, yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, we are just
you just added
ready.
one because I just applied.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is the color of your lipstick? Beautiful, beautiful stuff. I'm looking at it. It's unique. It's not what I see every day.
It should be like a rainbow.
Huh?
Looks like a rainbow color.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. I had a situation not long ago on my program on Heritage TV. And I had a guy who is Cameroonian, southern part of, they have issues. The southern Cameroon has been in trust for many years under United Nations. And I think the last UN Assembly, they agreed to ask them to go for independence. I mean, they've been keeping them for too long. So, and they agreed, but then the second president in the history of Cameroon, since Cameroon was born, is still there. Yeah, he's been there for, he's 83, but he's been there for about 90 something years, 10 years even before. Because he was the deputy to Ahijo, and then he took over and so he has been there right from the inception of Cameroon. So the point I want to make is, now this guy approached me that he wants to come on my program and check it apart from another thing. I told him to bring his questions. And the day he wants to come on my program, as he was approaching the door, the phone rang. And guess what? His immediate brother died in Cameroon. He was told, and that his brother had died. And he said it took just 2 minutes to process it and say, do I go on October who program scheduled, or I go back and started crying or weeping? And he said, he's a lawyer, and he said, you know what? I can always deal with that. He's gone, he's gone. Let me go and even dedicate the program. So when he came, we dedicated the program to him. And by the time we finished the 48 minutes program, we have clocked 11,000, which is massive online. Because what the rule is, you have that 11,000, you can comfortably multiply it by 6. Because the way it was like radio, if you have so many thousands people that log on radio, always multiply by 6. That's how they calculate it. So, and today there are so many changes, because it said repeatedly there are so many changes taken in Cameroon, because they have been oppressed all their life. You understand? We're also partly responsible for these problems and so on and so forth. So what I'm saying is, in between, to get the number, it's not difficult. Like I say, oh yeah, there are a lot of bad people around there, but there's so many good people. The bad people are very few. They're just like sand. You put a sand, 1, 2, 3 sand, inside a big bucket of gari or rice. You understand me? And make mistake to crack. You will be prepared to throw away the whole, you know what I mean? So there are really a lot of people, soldiers, who are ready to follow, because they are so despondent, they are so angry. they're generally looking for a genuine Messiah. And if they see the Messiah in you, they are ready to give it a try. And that's where we are banking on. We will get them. They are really waiting. You understand? Again, we just need to be dedicated and devoted and ready to show them. Yeah. We will not stay behind and tell them to follow. I say go in the front. Because that is what has been killing most of the protests in Nigeria. You never see Wale Soyinka. You never see all the who and who to lead the march. It has always been the poor people they put in the front and they got killed. Yeah. It has always been the children of the poor people that would die for a cause. And that's why it's not been very effective. So this time around, we are and like I said, we are not fighting. We are not fighting anybody. Our program will speak for itself. Thank you.
Tell them what this will do. We don't mention anything, but what this will do for Nigeria, what this thing that went off the table, what you just saw now.
Well, this is, I'm perplexed because what I saw now, that is like the transformation that would create is like,
it's off the table.
Like the biggest hospital, the Cancer Institute in Texas, you go and Google it. It can create like 20 of those in all over Nigeria. It can create over 10,000 kilometers of roads. Okay, really, not the small roads and this expressway like you have in, Well, that money right now can fund all universities in Nigeria for at least 3 years, and not just fund it, but transform the work class to transform into a work class universities. All the universities in Nigeria.
Can it provide all electricity in Nigeria or not, this amount of money?
Well, that money could provide the electricity in Nigeria like it is in any European country.
That is what was on the table because of arguments that we will not sign MOU. I am going, you need to know what is happening to me because of what I know. But what can I do? I can just, do my best.
Yeah.
Have you had an audience with Buhari before?
No. I've not been able to travel.
Yeah, it is a sad story. It's a sad story because the money that the money last time this government said they cannot fund their budget. Okay, they cannot fund their 2017 budget because they don't have money anymore. The Minister of Finance wants to go and borrow $2 billion, and that is the request still with the National Assembly right now. Compared to this fund here, makes that budget, that money they want to borrow, a peanut. Just a peanut. So now why should the government want to humiliate itself to go and be looking for peanuts when there is an elephant in the room? So that is a comparison. It's a very sad story. It's a very sad story.
But that is also Nigerian business, Nigerian government for you. That's how they operate in the last 57 years. You also, I said it today, that there's no reason why we should forgive our grandfathers because they've been very wicked. They've been very callous to cause of humanity. They've not been very nice to us. No, because you want to react to the good things your parents did for you. I see a long list of woes. I see a long list of terrible things they did. They've never raised out in such a manner. They raise you that if you cook your fish, you cook your food, you cook your yam, if it's cooked, cover it. If you do something, cover it. So in the process, everybody grew up to just want to do his own business. And in the process also, the urge that how many 158 million Nigerians, how many, I don't know the statistic, but I'm just using their figure. So we became government in about 180 million places. Because here you have a situation, you build your house, you provide everything there. Abi, your borehole, your generator, your everything. The only two things which is not common that we do is probably give it. In fact, some people are now choosing to hire private teachers to send there, because you go to school, there's no light, there's no water, there's nothing. People are dying from renowned secondary schools in Lagos State, Queen's College, Yapa teachers. So people are doing everything for themselves. And that's why I say, we're not going to have problem with them. Trust me. And I know them. They'll be too happy to let us do what we want to do. And you know why? They cannot stop us. Because once we finish the indoctrination of the masses, they say, hello, don't even try. Yeah? You talk about, 1 second.
Yes, sir.
You talk about having audience with Buhari. Buhari is a fantastic man. Like I said, I worked my everything for him last time. I'm not a member of his party, but he surrounded himself. I'm sorry, I'm not being rude. He's telling the world that maybe his vision is also visionless. I mean, it's not too far, because I expected him to roll his sleeve and say, I want light. I don't like generator. I don't want to smell all this food. So give me light, and people will start calling the engineers in Ukraine, in Germany, in all over the place. They will come home. Because the number 3 man who is behind one of the biggest states in America, Texas, the number 3 man who is in charge of the electricity is like my bro. If anything happens to the first and second, he will be the number, which is a very powerful position in Texas. Light. And this is a massive place. Since I came, I was watching, I was waiting, I asked, if your own light is not, you wouldn't go or what? Because you find it difficult to understand why we should still be struggling for light. So having a conference with me, he's a quiet man, but we don't, what are we going to discuss with you? Allow us to do NGO. You say, but now, go do what you want to do. Thank you. Have I addressed that area?
I'm surprised that they're not signing something and they're making us to lose.
But that's typical.
So what's Professor Shibajo doing?
We don't want to go into politics because we don't want to be
maybe because my question around that area anyway.
Yes.
Because panelists, I know there is no free gift. Behind this...
That's exactly what they were saying, yeah.
Will you make these people understand that behind this helping you, like you see all these tiny letters behind the agreement, they say accepted or not accepted. There might be something there that people are afraid of. Are we sure that, or how do we dispel the fear that they have? You know this condition behind all this loving gift they are giving us. Okay? They are loving people. They have no business with us. They just want to help us. But do you know, can you reassure Nigerians that behind this is just a help because they want to fulfill the heavenly mandate? That they are not going to enslave Nigerians? Or what exactly? Any other conditions there that we don't know that some people else might be afraid of?
Exactly. That is what Nigerians think, that they have something that somebody wants to enslave or take from them. We have nothing. Can you believe it that Nigeria has nothing? Let me just tell you that. We are used to saying that the only thing we have in Nigeria are just our people. And nobody has any problem getting them. Like what you just say. Throw them the offer. What offer is that? Green card, or what do you call it? Lottery? Yeah. Every one of them will run away. So we don't really have anything like not Nigeria at all. If the only thing we have as Nigerians is just people. The educated one, the best one. But the best one will run away tomorrow if you just give them offer. You know, so we don't really have anything. It's not it's cheap to get Nigerians. We don't need, but when I was talk about VP, he's my friend. I sent some documents to him. He sent me, he's my friend. In fact,
and he's my in-law.
Yeah, he's my in-law. So he used to call me a mentor of his. He used to teach his church from my book. He would sit down in my conferences, hosting my wife in his church to come and train his people. So he knows me very well. I know him. I mean, he respects me highly. I respect him. But when he's so careful. He's a careful man. He's too careful. He's not reckless like me. So when I brought the proposal to him, He just sent me to one of his, but let everybody is cross-checking. Let's check what is their interest, what do they want from Nigeria, why should they want to give something like this? Is it a loan? I say it's not a loan, it's going to be a grant. How? You know, so that's how that one died. Just going from some of his assistants to the other, advisor to the other, you know. Then, but the one that really made it work was that Tunde Bakare you mentioned now. That Tunde Bakare picked it up, flew down here, went to see the president. The president gave him, go get that for any amount, for anything it takes, make it happen. So he flew down here to meet with me. We had a whole week, we worked everything out. So everything was agreed. The president was support, everybody was support. But they were even in favor of the conditions. But the thing is that they said they've had some stories in Nigeria with signatures. They cannot, because they needed the signature either of the president or another one signature. Either the first man or another man who is not VP, but another person.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The probability of what happened, we're online, speaking to the whole world. And we can say this loud. Because before we started our project, we are still all in politics of Nigeria. We want the best thing for Nigerians. There's so much politics going on in Aso Rock. And that is killing everybody.
So
and
for them to be
if the gentleman you're talking about does not want, maybe, you see, can you imagine when a minister writes a letter to his boss and the letter didn't get there and he turned around and said, I did not receive the letter, let me leak it myself.
In fact, the thing didn't get to the president. It didn't even get to the president's table until Tunde Bakare himself picked it up,
So that's
and went to see the president. All those kind of things.
It might be too
I
late.
said, this thing is too. But what I'm even concerned about with Nigeria is that everybody is careful that they want to take something from us. They want to.
Oh yeah.
Believe me, we are overpricing ourselves, we're overrating ourselves. Believe me, we are not as good as you think we are in the eyes of people. Okay, this is a Frenchman here. The only reason that will take him to Nigeria is just because he's a believer, he's a Christian, he's God, or money. But that money has to be 3, 4, 5 times more than they are paying in France. Otherwise, there's no interest. Nothing is attractive there. Let me just tell you the fact. Even here in Ukraine, to convince Ukrainians to go and live in Nigeria, what's wrong? If either it's a failure here, who cannot make anything happen, or you have to pay him 10 times what he's getting now. Nigeria is not attractive to anybody.
Hello, Doc. Let me interrupt you. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I hope I'm not talking too much. 93% of people that go to Nigeria, these white people, they are from prison. They are prisoners.
Yes.
So, just to buttress.
Yes, sir.
The Chinese.
Yes.
You might not be able to Google that.
But if you talk to Nigerians in Nigeria,
are from prison.
Yeah. If you talk to Nigerians in Nigeria, they are saying, the white people don't want to go. They come to us, they don't want to live in Nigeria. Everybody wants to come to Nigeria. You what? You kidding me? You kidding me? Another illusion that Nigerians have about Nigeria is that Nigeria is a rich country. Don't tell me that crap. Nigeria is a poor country, extremely poor country. Even with all the natural resources. Okay, for example, Nigeria, we produce, let's say, 2 million barrels of oil in a day, right? So with everything, by the time they sell, if they don't steal anything, let's say all the money come pure. The whole amount of money we make out of all that oil is $70 billion. That is, and that out of that $70 billion, about our obligations and everything. Is it 70 billion in a year? In a year, 70 billion in a year. And by the time they do everything, it's just distributing. They just that out of that, 80% of it also goes to just distribution among states. And the states, they just go and pay. It's just capital. Is it 80% of it just capital? I mean, not capital. Whatever. Concurrent. Is it concurrent? Recurrent expenditures. It is just now that it has become It used to be 90% recurrent. It is just now that it's like 80-something%. They just shop. What is recurrent? Recurrent means what you spend and you cannot recollect again. It's not capital. They don't do any capital project with that money. They just shop. So we are very poor because you are only rich when you can. Okay, for example, let me give you an example. So that 70 billion that we have, we say we are poor, we are a rich country. Let's say France, for example, they have 200 billion like that. We are 70 billion, but out of their own 200 billion, only about 20 billion go for recurrent. 10% go for recurrent. 90% go for capital. That is why we are poor, stinkingly poor. Now, let me now take the money of oil. Let me give you another example. Let's say it's even not recurrent. Let's say it's distributed. The money we have in Nigeria now, let's say we distribute it, just all those money we are making the whole year. Let's say we are selling the oil the whole year and we are distributing to all Nigerians. By the time you finish distributing every Nigerian will get $300 or $200. But if the money that is coming in France or in US or in Singapore is distributed, every person will get $40,000. We are getting $300 after our whole wealth is distributed. In Singapore or in France, for example, they will get $38,000. Everyone, every member, every citizen. In Singapore, they will get $1,000. And we are getting $200, $300. You say we are extremely poor country. That is all our resources, so without even anybody stealing anything. Because we are not generating wealth. We are not creating. That's what that book is all about. This one here, Nigerian economy. We need to begin to create industries. If I want my way, we need to create right now in Nigeria. We have companies. Companies? We don't have any company. We don't have any single company, industry in that country. The only single industry, one, that was being built was Ajaokuta. And it's killed. It's not operational. It is only now that the first company that is being built is going to be a refinery company by Dangote. That's going to be the only legitimate, we're talking of industry. Concrete industry. Now let me tell you what Soviet Union did. This Soviet Union, because I know there was a leader they called Stalin. He was a dictator. He was a brutal guy. He came in 10 years, he built 300,000 industries. 300,000. And he took their country from, a third world, it became the second most industrialized country in the world after America. The same thing. You know why they voted for people like Hitler? Germany was totally wrecked and killed after First World War. That guy, that Hitler, in 6 years, he took the economy of Germany. He built so many industries. He built 20,000 leading industries, companies. It became the first economy in Europe. So we have just one industry. So we are not, we are distributing. I have a plan for the governors. Let them hear me now. Because one of the things I'm going to start, I didn't want to talk political issues, but one of the things I'm going to start when we're there, we are going to create this social movement that we are going to we are going to vet every aspiring governor. I was crying, this is my room, when I was listening, when we were campaigning for, this APC was campaigning. Even though I campaigned for them. I was campaigning for them because I just knew Jonathan was off the table, off the option. But I never heard what they were saying. Then I listened to Bola Tinubu, the president himself, Buhari. They had a campaign. They were just shouting. No logical. Anyway, but then the governors are even worse. Can imagine now governors are getting money to run their state from allocation from the central government? It should never happen. We have to start a movement. If you cannot tell me you want to become governor of that state, you want to become governor of that state, you want to become governor of that state, you want to tell me that you want to become governor of that state. If there are 10 of you, all 10 of you have to come to me and tell me how you are going to generate that $5 billion from your own state. What are you going to create? What industry? How is that? What are your plans now, before you even dream of going there, that you are going to generate, that are going to, how will you in 4 years build the economy that will generate that amount of money? That $5 billion, if you cannot generate, so what we are going to be campaigning about is not anybody who can talk most. I mean, look at what is happening in Anambra State. Everybody is just talking, everybody. I mean, these people are disgracing me. These people are disgracing me. All right? These people are disgracing me. Because all those candidates that are there, none of them is telling me what is going to, where is going to get it. They are all telling me they are going to build schools. But they are looking for allocation from the government. The only thing when we will start, I don't have any authority now, all right, but when the time comes, we are going to put on movements in place that will demand that all you candidates, 10 or 7 candidates, you are going to prove to us on national television that you have a system in place and a structure, infrastructure, and understanding on how to attract either through foreign direct investment, and you already have companies that will give you letter, MOU, that we are coming, if you become governor, we are coming to invest this billion amount of, so we are going to show it on television like this. Just like I'm coming with this amount. I will say, this is the amount I'm bringing within the first year. Or, this is the amount of companies that have agreed. This company there, I have 100. I mean, I was listening to one Ojimadu, is it your state governor Ojimadu, what was his name now? Ajimobi.
They call him the authority.
Authority. I don't care what authority. It's not authority. Anyway, whatever his name. That Ajimobi guy, they were interviewing him on television. He was saying, I am not like my predecessor governors. All my predecessor governors, they just come here and eat and go. But me, you go to the expressway between one road or the other and said, you know, I have attracted 10. There are nothing less than 10 companies that I've brought. What are the companies? Import and export. If I slap you, If I slap you.
I know. And that's why I say they call him.
He's supposed to be, I'm talking about dictator. 300,000 industries. You are telling me nothing less than 10 companies that have attracted to the state. Nothing less than 10. And they are just import and export tire. That one is spare part. That one is tire. You want me to kill you?
Yeah. And we also... just to tell you, we will
don't anger me.
I wish we have all day, all the time to continue talking, because people like us, we have stored so many things in our head. I will have so many weeks to continue pouring them, you know, in such a manner that at least you guys can take something. Can you imagine? Anywhere in Europe, even in the Soviet Union days? No, hang on a minute. Where you're going to have schools. Who can tell me the importance of education in any nation? Can anybody just tell me how important is education? It's really important. We have a country where we can lock the schools for 10 months. Nothing will happen. We have a country where we don't pay teachers. We have a country we don't even tidy up the roads. We don't care. Our Medicare is in comatose is before death, have you? You know, that has already died. These are the things we have, and we're not shaming. We are telling the truth, and we are telling the world.
Otuba, yes, you know, this is Aaron's. He is not fighting for political office, But as he's standing here right now, he will present me with a plan on how to attract in the next 3, 4, 5 years at least how many $billion to a state or the country.
To
our economy, to how to generate.
50 billion.
50 billion US dollars.
50 billion.
He can sell me not from the federal allocation he will be getting into.
No.
This is what he will create.
50 billion. Yes.
This is I forgot, yes. I got emotional. This thing is just eating me up inside. Yeah. I'm sorry guys, you have to forgive me. I'm just angry a little bit, So so he is just a Nigerian too, but with the brain, thinking. And you go to Anambra, their election is this month or so, and you go to the list, nobody is telling you. He can tell you, prove it, that I'm going to create a movement or a system that will generate up to $50 billion in the 10 years for the country. Can you imagine if we elect somebody like that for a governor in every state? Every state is generating, apart from the 70 that the federal government is generating, every state is generating their own 50 in a year. Every state, we elect people like that kind of mind that could say, I will create, this is what I will, I'm not getting it from anywhere, you don't need to be supplying me, I'm creating this. Because when you become the governor, you can access, international fund and,
Yes. See, that's the thing, when you are a governor, when we approach the governor of Edo State and say, okay, look, what I wanted from the governor is for him to sign a document to give to us and say, look, not to to commit themselves to anything, to just say, okay, we support this project, and please, anywhere you go with this document, please give him the support that is needed to accomplish this project. That's it. And then secondly, I said,
similar to MOU
yes, and I said, we need the governor to come up, because we were planting some trees, to plant the first tree openly. It's not a big deal. So you just come, you plant the first tree, just to give a boost to the program, and we announce it and everything. Those simple 2 acts, the governor refused to do it. Can you imagine that? The governors refused to do it, of my own state.
And you are an indigenous.
Yes, I'm indigenous, born there. And not only that, talks were sent after me on social media everywhere to discredit me. So if you go to the social media, if you go to Facebook, if you go to my page, you type my name, you will see the document there. So I was forced to release the document to the public and say, look, this is what the fight is all about. So, and then it hurts when you see that, look, you can, the life of a single Nigerian can transform. It's not gimmick. There are so many things there that we can use to transfer the life of every single Nigerian. So this is what hurts me, that what happens now is that they only assist those who come to destroy the place. I think that was what you were trying to say. Yeah. I said, yes, sabotage. If you come to Nigeria, you want to help destroy the country, they will welcome you with full arm. So now you have Chinese who come to Nigeria, they go and cut down our trees. In Edo State, we have this tree called ebony. Ebony is one of the most expensive trees in the world. A cube of ebony costs $10,000. If you have an expensive piano, that black key is ebony. You know where they get it from? From Edo State. But all the ebony trees in Edo State have been cut down by the Chinese. You know how much they give the villagers? 80,000 naira. They will carry an ebony tree that is worth millions of dollars. They will carry them out. Because our people don't even know what the value. It's in a black tree, they can make dough. So this is a thing. And the government doesn't even want us to educate the people. Because what we're trying to do is educate them, enlighten them. So those are the things we are fighting. And those are the things, that's why you see some of us keep talking online, because we keep talking to educate our people, because the problems we have can be resolved in a matter of few years. Because they are great ideas, and they are not just fantasy. These are ideas that have been proven. a single, if you know, in a good country that people want to develop, the governor will even say to you, "Are you sure? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Come. Let's work with you. What do you need?" Our governors will not, our politician doesn't ask that. I've challenged all states in Nigeria except Lagos State because their GDP is high in Lagos State. I said, I put out a challenge and say, any state governor who contacts me and want to work with us, I will double the GDP of that state in 3 years.
He is giving them a challenge.
Yes, through agriculture. Through agriculture, I will double the, I say, the only thing you have to do, just call me and I will give you a presentation. Give you a 2 hours presentation with facts and how I'm going to do it. Till tomorrow, nobody contacted me.
None of the states.
Yes, none of the states. Yes. And to make sure that the video was, that nobody said they don't see him, I boosted it. Over 100,000 people saw that video. And it was on what they call it, WhatsApp and everything. They were mailing it to everybody. But nobody called me once. Nobody wrote me. I put my WhatsApp telephone number on it, my everything, so that you don't say, I know, you didn't know how to contact him. So at least call me bluff. If I have said that in the United States, a governor will call me. Say, let's call him bluff. Come and talk it. So let's see what you have. But nobody called me because they are afraid that I could be right.
Yeah, because we dealing, again, like I used the word a couple of times here today, that people that have no vision, they're very difficult to do business with. Because you just be talking to the air. And that is not even all. If you are dealing with people who are very wicked, we all know what wickedness is. These people take an average, I see places in the country that I will not take my dog there. I will not take a dead rat even there. When you look at police stations, when you look at things, this is the truth. And I'm happy to see my brother from the north. It's gotten to a stage, hopefully with this our project is going to make a difference, and people are going to start seeing that it's still all possible, that we can have. In Nigeria, we are so blessed with so many things. But because we have big collection of bad doers, bad people who are running, there are not many of them. I used the example at the mini session we had before this meeting, that I have an Australian a lawyer who said, Otumba, you always say, no, you call me body. You always say less than 1% are people troubling you. What's happening with the remaining 99%? And that's why I think we should be part of the remaining 99%, to start asking questions, bring by the desired change. You understand me?
Because this, Pastor, the MOU for this project, instead of us having problems, the MOU for this project that we are planning before you are able to leave Ukraine, instead of us going to encounter problem before it, can't we get signatures right now? Can't we start collecting signatures of every Nigerian?
I said it has just been, they just informed me last month that it's off the table. That's why I was always, they kept it for 6 months, just in case the Nigerian government will change it, they will be ready to sign the MOU. And somebody just wrote me now and said, Pastor, I didn't know, if I had known about this, I could get the MOU signed by the government. I have, I contact in the presidency. Just wrote me now. But
so the money is gone now.
I made an announcement. Yes, I made the announcement on the, I don't know if anybody remembers, December last year, November, December last year, I made the announcement on this live broadcast. Anybody knows highly placed people in Nigerian government, I need you, please contact them, contact me, and the only person that we could get, anyway, it's off the table. It was just off the table last month.
Right. Okay.
And quickly, madam.
Yeah.
And this also takes us. I'm a broadcaster. This is also part of our duty towards this project. We must learn how to share. We must learn how to share information. They're not secret information. They're not information to topple anybody. We must learn how to share. That's how you get up to the 100,000. And also how I manage within 48 minutes interview. I got 11,000. It's massive, judging from the way things operate. You understand me? So we must learn how to share information. It's teacher niche, or how do they say it? You know, if we have shared this information, probably we'll have said, but then again, we never know what it is. This MOU thing does not affect our own.
No, that's what he's saying. He said the money is off the table.
No. So this is something different for this. This is a different project.
No, okay.
No.
Yeah, so what I'm saying now is this, the MOU that is going to, or whatever is going to be necessary to be signed between America and whosoever is giving the money and us, if we need to raise a movement now to go and present to our government to say they must sign anything that needs to be signed.
Pastor, Madam is asking, is thinking.
Yeah, the finances that you have run round and that we need to start this project, they are going to need a signature.
No, this is different.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's completely different.
Okay.
We are intact.
Okay. So all I was saying is that if we are going to need this.
This one we are talking about, we don't need government.
Okay.
We don't need them.
Okay.
Like we said, we will not touch them.
Okay.
I just happen to be people.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Yeah, we would not. We're online. We're on course. There won't be any. Well, the only problem I'm looking at, maybe we need dedicated, highly dedicated people. Because when these people, and it's not going to be a kind of a lump sum money given to us, it's going to be in batches as we need them.
It's going to be by project.
You understand me? So, and that's why there will not be space for people who believe this is the best time to complete their houses or whatever, because apply or buy whatever. But the good thing will be when we have good roads, when we have good schools, when we have everything, you and I will be able to relax, enjoy a better life as we are getting here in Europe. They work for it. These people sacrificed. He will confirm when was the name of that man in France, when it was 1776, when he was started making trouble. The people look at it and say, you know what, it's better to take off his head. Am I right? Got the, what's the name of the king again?
Louis XVI.
Yes.
Louis XVI, yeah.
But hopefully we're not going to do that. We understand me? So these people, what I'm trying to say is, the Europeans, they worked for all what we are enjoying today. And we must get it in. And it is a shame. It pains me to find out that the #1 person behind the railway project in Iraq is a Nigerian. It pains me to notice that somebody that was picked up from Gotha, Professor Ibo, is the one that solved the equation of Einstein that he produced. Almighty. There's so many. So really and honestly, and you know what? They're all tired. They want to come back home. So, but there must be a playing game. There must be a structure in place to help them. And there's the beauty of this. I have my own agenda. As time goes on, it may be we can have a competing state where it's going to be mainly only the diasporans. But the danger I'm having until when we put this structure in place, we might fall into that pit that our governor will want to write a bet, and we will tell and say, hello, come out. You can't do this. So, but the structure must be in order to deal with any leader that want to take their people for a ride. I always cherish when I remember Orange Revolution. Where was that?
Yes, that was here.
America, yeah? Okay. I'm being sarcastic, I know. So that is envy of the many other European countries, that you can do so much. And people, in fact, there were people that give birth to children, they are pregnant. We must be dedicated. We must be ready. It's not going to be war, but all we just need to be focused. I've said it many times. We just need to be ready to work. Well, I think I cannot close is the boss who can close.
Okay. I think, the time is, even if we don't close, Facebook will shut us down. We are just a few minutes short of 4 hours. and they don't want you to go beyond 4 hours. So thank you so very much. Everybody that is watching, go and share this
Please.
this this something. Let's go about. We have over 8,000 people now watching it. Watched. And then, so let's go and share the message. Go share the message, spread the word, share it, and tag your friends, and let people see. If the people want, the ones who will believe. The ones who don't want to believe will not believe.
No problem.
But then some people want to get the books about Nigeria. They want to find out how to get the books. Well, like I said, there is this book about the Nigerian economy, the way forward. That's if you are economically inclined and this is Only God Can Save Nigeria. What a myth. That's a myth. Then how to make Nigeria the greatest country in the world. The Nigerian economy, how the Nigerian economy can overtake the American economy. And this one is the fundamental of them all. Nigeria and the leadership question. They are all on Amazon and on Okada Books. And there is this lady in Lagos who could help you get them as well, Shioma. So her number is always there in the comments. And what can I say? Concerning people asking about why don't I come to Nigeria, we've already answered that question. It's not in my power right now, the way things are. Like I said, I'm still fighting my demons here in Ukraine. My name needs to be cleared before I go to do anything. Even with these people, they need to know that my name is cleared. Everybody needs to know that my name is cleared. And so that one, there's no negotiating that. I cannot leave this country without my name being cleared.
And I've thrown a spanner into that. Everything is saying to me, they have someone who is contributing immensely to not only the economy, but also to the moral standing of this country. And maybe they might find it difficult. It's a challenge. I'm sure if they hear about it, say, somebody spotted something,
When I announced that I was going to leave Ukraine for Nigeria for good, I had crisis in my church. They said, we have followed you all these years. What do you want us to do? Where do we go? I had major reforms.
But I also believe that even though I don't go to church the last time I'm going to say it, there must be a reason for everything. There must be, you see, so much you have achieved here. Probably we will have not have this drawing board. Because there will be so many power cuts. There will be so many times you will have been soaked in the generator problem and say, you know what, hello, I have enough. So I'm signing off. My name is Otumba Olabode-Oseni.
Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day. This is the end of the HMT. I want to congratulate all the HMT participants that came and the ones that participated from home. This is the end of the day, the end of HMT. We have another HMT coming up in January. I hope if we have enough people register, we've got to register enough people. So if there are enough interested participants, then we'll have in January. If you don't have enough people, we'll just call it off. And we'll probably just do it in April. But if you are eager and you are hungry for us to do it in January again, I'll be ready. And there is a topic that we are thinking of, which is order, or law and order. And we'll see how that goes. It will be good to do it in January and in April. And then we'll be able to expose you to many, many other things. Concerning Nigeria, the thing I can do right now is what I'm doing on a daily basis. And I want to thank God that God is helping me to some extent. When I started the project on tithe and offering, Daddy Freeze came on board, brought me on his platform, on his radio platform. He has some millions that he's influencing Nigeria as well. So after that, he said he has been talking about this for years, for like 10 years, but his voice was never heard. But when I came on his platform, the thing just kicks out. And then he got something. He got the scriptures, the scriptural basis. So he started using scriptural basis, and everything just took off. He has a life of his own now. And, he is just the champion of that. And glory. That's kind of a thing I want to. God is using that to show you what I mean by social groups and personalities. There is just one Daddy Freeze. I didn't even train him. Just one influence. But we are going to train people. So there are going to be people like that, imagine. So he's spearheading the question of tithe, and he's really having an influence. He's really being effective. That's just one. We didn't even start a movement yet. We didn't even tell him all the strategies yet. We didn't even take him through the rudiments of the whole thing yet. And there are people like that we are going to find thousands of them, but we are still going to train them, fire them up. And then, but that's just one question. Then there will be all these other questions. That is how we change a nation. But also, I want to also acknowledge the fact that, what's happening? Huh? Yeah, that's what I want to talk about now. That right now also, apart from the freeze that God brought, hearing me, there's another guy now that also is even more influential than that the freeze. His own radio, he's also a radio guy. His own radio is called Inspiration. And you need to show it to the people, put it out there, right to the camera. So his own is called Inspiration. Inspiration Radio, Lagos. And he is doing morning, traffic time kind of time. So, but on Sundays is when he has his highest audience. So on Sundays, he has up to 8 million people watching on their way to church or wherever. It's 8 o'clock. So tomorrow, he's inviting me just for 10 minutes. What's it? 8 o'clock in the morning, Nigeria time? Yes. 8 o'clock. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, Nigerian time. So he's inviting me, but his own is different. So with that the freeze, I had 10 minute slots, 10. But with him, I'm just going to have 10 minutes for the first time. But then with him, he wants me to be constant, 45 minutes twice a month. But I told him that by the time I do 1 month, his people might be demanding 45 minutes, and I think you people are some of his people who are to write 45 minutes every day, or 45 minutes every week. And he said if people will demand for 45 minutes every day, 7 million people coming, he said, I'm going to put you 45 minutes every day or 45 minutes every week if people will demand for it. So tomorrow he's just introducing me to his audience. Then he wants me to bring 2 times a month to come for 45 minutes, 30 minutes or 45 minutes. But if people will demand for it, he will put it every week or every day, 45 minutes. It's Inspiration FM. The name of the guy, he's a very brilliant guy, that guy. But he used to live in England, born in England. I think maybe he was born there, but he grew up there and then moved back to Nigeria. So his name is Rufai something. Rufai? Yeah, Rufai. Oh, is that your name? Husseini. Rufai Husseini. Brilliant guy. Because I watched some of his speech. This the kind of Nigerians we like. The kind of Nigerians I like.
Radio is fantastic. I was in radio for many years. But I love radio more than television. So
yeah,
I've been in radio.
So God
I see
using radio.
Yeah,
to,
it's fantastic.
To spread this word for some reason. So so that's another thing God is doing, and I want to encourage all of you to switch into Nigerian time. It's called Inspiration Radio or something. Yeah. Inspiration Radio, Nigerian time, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. I will be live with this guy, and let's support him. Let's bring it on, and let's demand that Pastor Sunday will come on every day. If you demand that, he said he's going to do it. So, peace. Thank you so much, everybody, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Who can take pictures?